No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports Headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started on Friday with the Kings' 176-175 win in double overtime against the Clippers. They followed up that performance with a 124-115 win over the Thunder last night in Oklahoma City. The Kings will be back in action tomorrow in Oklahoma City against the Thunder. You can listen to the game, started with game night at 3:30 and tip-off scheduled for 5, right here on Sactown Sports. Damian Lillard had a huge game last night that might have you questioning resting players. Trailblazers rested the All-Star on Thursday against the Kings, but he opened up his post-All-Star season with 71 points in the Blazers' 131-114 win over the Rockets yesterday. It is 11 o'clock, time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men. And now it's time for Deuce and Mo.
live from Sacramento
It's Deuce and Mo.
on Sactown Sports.
We are live! Oh, it's a great Monday. What a weekend it was for the Sacramento Kings. We said it was a big test on Friday night. Passed that test. Then yesterday, they go to OKC, get the win. The Kings all of a sudden have won 3 games in a row, and what an epic weekend it was. And we're going to talk all about it today. Shout out to G-Man, 3,000 career games. So I was going to say wins. Definitely not wins. Definitely not wins. But we got a jam-packed show today. Super excited. Deuce Mason, Morgan Reagan, and Chris Watkins hanging out with us here in this first hour today because there's just so much to get to today.
Yep.
And we got a jam-packed show, as I mentioned. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the Kings' crazy weekend in the NBA. And one of my favorite people, I don't know the guy, but just from the outside looking in.
I thought he was talking about me. Who?
In AEW wrestling.
Oh.
And you're going, a wrestler? I'm not into wrestling. Are you into inspirational stories? Are you into overcoming the odds?
Ooh.
Or do you want to get fired up today?
Yes.
Then at 1 o'clock, we're going to be joined by AEW's Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Dude, love that guy.
Yes.
Love that
Yes.
guy. How's everybody doing?
Well, I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a fun weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I had a full day off on Saturday.
What are those like?
It was one of those things where it's like, oh, I have so much I need to get done. Like when you have a day off, you usually have to get errands and
Right.
everything. And I plopped myself down on the couch and watched Real Housewives. So that was fun. But oh yeah, also we had a weekend full of Kings basketball, but it was fun Kings basketball. So I am fantastic, feeling good.
I just feel like I still have chills from what we witnessed in LA.
Correct.
It was epic. I mean, 176, 175 in double overtime. It's one of those games that you don't have to be a Kings fan to appreciate. You could just be, hey, I'm an NBA fan. I had that game on. You would have been going insane watching that game. Down 14 in the fourth quarter. Down 6 in overtime. Down 6 in double overtime. I know last night was fine,
You
but
still
Friday night,
speechless?
I can't get over what we witnessed.
No, it almost feels like we should have like had a break. Like we should have had another also we just had the All-Star break, but like take another couple days off just to fully appreciate what they had done. Like 176, 175 it's not even video game numbers. Like if I'm playing 2K and I sim a game and it's 176, 175, I'm like, this game is broken. This is a trash game. This is not real. Insane. Like
how
incredible.
Amped were you after? Because think about it. Chris Watkins had Kings Weekly.
Yeah, I did.
The day after, so it wasn't like, oh, you're coming in on a Saturday morning just to talk about a Kings game or a Kings win. Like, I felt like I wanted to talk about that game for 24 hours longer. What was that like for you? Were you just still beaming?
Hey, I see what you did there. I see what you did.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was definitely one of the few times where it was like, why do I have to wait 16 more hours to get on? I was jealous of you. You guys went on that night. I was like, you can literally go on all night just off of emotion, off of energy that game had given us. And, there's unlimited things to talk about from that game. I mean, I just think that there's so many different plot lines and storylines and, the fact that, Sabonis goes out in the first overtime, they still survive that. You mentioned the fact that they have all of those comebacks throughout the game, the fact that there was I keep saying that there was no defense played because of the point total, but the reality of the situation was they were playing defense, just absolutely insane shot making.
What got them back in that game in the fourth quarter?
Doesn't that sound insane? 150 points and defense is what eventually won them the game.
I mean, they had the 2 straight possessions where they forced turnovers and scores. Then you had the offensive foul that they drew, and you're like, oh my God, it's a 5-point game. Right. Are they going to do something? It was just epic. And it was one of those nights you just felt like, if you had any doubt about this team, which I think there's still, just because it's Sacramento, where there's some doubt, like, okay, are they good? Like, are they going to drop here after the All-Star break? Look, to do what they did Friday night on the road. By the way, second night of a back-to-back, Russell Westbrook's debut, Kawhi scored 21 points in the third quarter, didn't miss a shot, and you escape with a win? Like, that's just a big-time performance, and it goes to show you, like, oh, no, this team is good. And now people around the league are starting to go like, oh, I don't know that we want to face the Kings because although they have shortcomings, they're so explosive offensively.
But it's not only the way that, obviously, what they're capable of doing on the offensive end that teams around the league already know about, right? It was the way, like you guys are saying, the defense that was being played, not only throughout the game, but especially at the end of the fourth, at the end of the overtimes, like guys stepping on the gas, going up, putting the pressure on, taking the ball away from Paul George, getting hands in the passing lane. Like, you just saw such a locked in, engaged defense by the Sacramento Kings, especially. I hope that gives so many doubters out there, me being one of them as a doubter of their defense in a postseason. It gives doubters that faith that, like, hey, maybe team defense, this type of really good team defense can come together and can get things done, even if they can't get it done all year long.
It also starts with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
And the leap he has made this year has been incredible. And I felt like I noticed something different with the guy at the end of last season in that postseason press conference when he was very critical of himself, when he said that they needed structure, talked about accountability. I'm like, oh, this guy, like, he wants to be coached.
Yeah.
He got that in Mike Brown, and Mike Brown challenged him from the start. Like, I've seen you play defense before. You haven't been playing defense, and it's gotten better and better. Fox's confidence right now has never been higher, and it's one thing for offensive confidence. Guys like playing offense. When you're scoring the ball, you're feeling good. But dude is bringing it defensively, and when you don't have rim protection, when you don't have like some elite shot blocker back there, you better be able to defend at the point of attack, and Fox is getting in the guys right now.
Yeah, how many clutch steals has he had these past couple games? I mean, he's really locked in defensively, and it translates right directly to their offense. I was watching the Warriors game yesterday for a little bit, and something that really struck me was just what really made the Warriors so deadly in their in their Kevin Durant run. Yes, their offense was ridiculous, but when they were able to lock in defensively and get stops, that's when they were truly at their most dangerous, because their offense couldn't be stopped. Their offense was inevitable. They were going to score on the other end. But if you could stop the other team from scoring, that's when they would go on their 9-0, 12-0 runs, and it becomes where it was a 3 to 5 point game, all of a sudden becomes 20 points and you're out of reach for the rest of the game.
Because it's one of those things where it helps create offense, right? You know, like you look at some of these teams that do such a good job of just being able to not set up in a half court offense and go. Well, like you're saying, that those Warriors teams were able to not only set up in a half court offense, they were able to capitalize on a steal, on a good defensive possession, push the ball out and go. And that's exactly what you see from the Kings. It doesn't matter if it's a bust out from Domas Sabonis getting a defensive board and pushing and going, or if it's even just Keegan Murray with his hands in the passing lane, a deflection, boom to HB, push up. Like everyone's running their lanes. Everyone knows where to be on the floor at the right time. And they really know how to get the score and finish off the play, whether it's a fast break play, in transition 3, it doesn't matter.
I saw one insane De'Aaron Fox stat.
What?
In the month of February, he is 28 for 30 at the rim.
At the rim?
It's insane. I mean, he's missed 2 shots. I mean, he's in
Wow.
the February numbers for him are absurd. In the month of February, he is averaging now. I just had it in front of me. Where did it go? Deuce Mason. Here we go. 32 points.
Okay.
56% shooting. 34% from 3, just under 10 free throw attempts per game, 79%, 7.3 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. His 32 points in the month of February is second in the NBA.
It's just insane. Just the growth that he's had this year. He's just tightened up. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but he's just tightened up every little part of his game. And the fact that he's able to finish at the rim at those percentages when he's not a shooter, I feel like is not talked about enough. I mean, you know, you're naturally, if you're a great 3-point shooter, you're going to have people really focus. You see it happen with Steph Curry all the time. People are going to crash out on you. It makes it really easy to just kind of pump fake and drive the lane. But with De'Aaron, people are sitting back. They know where he's trying to get. They know he wants to get in the paint. It just doesn't matter. He's too quick. He's too good at getting to his spots. And, you know, he's just been so crazy efficient. It's insane.
Like you're saying, the fact that he gets there and then finishes off the play. Deuce and I were talking about this last night about the way a year ago he put on a lot of weight and it was noticeable, right? And it didn't translate well.
Yeah. It's like my weight right now. Like I weighed myself.
Almost,
since December, I put on 8 pounds. I'm getting a dad bod.
In the gut?
Yeah. No, it's all in the gut.
Well, De'Aaron's was in like the shoulders and the arms.
I know, but his weight wasn't good.
Yeah, so
mine's not good either.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
So I can relate.
So, anyway, super relatable, sure. So now you're looking at the weight that's put on De'Aaron Fox right now. This is what we were saying about talking about him last night. It's strength. It's not just muscle that you can look at that he looks bigger. It's muscle that has actually made him more explosive. Yes, that has allowed him to go into a guy's chest. That's allowed him to body up somebody and finish at the rim 28 for 30 or whatever the hell it was in February.
He's playing physical, right? There have been times in the past where it didn't look like he wanted to embrace that contact. We got to talk more about this game coming up. We're taking a break on the radio side for 60 seconds. We always stay live at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. What was your favorite moment of the Kings weekend? We'll talk about it in the chat. Also, hit us up 1-800-920-1140. It's Deuce and Mo with Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, dude.
All right, YouTube people.
Sensational.
Let's see here. We have
what up, people?
200 plus right now watching Bless Live. That's cool. Now let's get to over 100 thumbs up. Let's get that going. Let's blow this page up. We're doing live and local content Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Let's read some of these comments too. What's up, Scooter? What's up, Josue? Steven's in the house. Primo. What's up, Beam Supreme? Forrest Leases, can Fox make an all-NBA team? Lots of elite guards, missing a ton of games this year. Yeah, I mean, if he continues at this pace and we get to the end of the season, the Kings are still in the 3rd spot or they're number 2, he's going to have a legit case.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing at an all NBA level.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the list would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's going to be tough.
Right. Especially if like Luka counts as a guard. Do they do like isn't it just guards as well? I don't think it's like positional point guard.
Right.
So it's 2 guards, 3.
Luka's Mavs. I mean,
here's something Dylan asked. Yeah. Is it crazy to say that Fox is better than Morant this season? Is that just a bias?
No,
Kings thinking?
No, he's been better than Morant this year. Yes.
Shooting. Oh.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Oh, it's so good to be live after a fun weekend. Imagine if the Kings lost both games.
I wouldn't be here.
It'd be tough.
I wouldn't come in.
They've won 3 in a row, though. It feels so good, especially what we saw Friday night. We even talked about yesterday's win against OKC. Appreciate everyone watching us live in the YouTube chat. See Martin in there, Tina. Appreciate Jamar, Daniel, Roger, Josue. You guys are the best. If you're in the chat, hit that thumbs up button. It just helps us grow. If you're driving around right now, you can watch us live and interact with us live at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. We have so much content. What are you pumping, Chris Verlod? You gave a fist pump.
Yeah, I just realized that was just for me.
Yeah.
I just found out I got credentialed for Revolution.
Yeah!
You're going to see my buddy Eddie Kingston live in San Francisco.
Oh,
wow, covering
dude,
AEW.
that's awesome.
And I hate that you guys saw me.
I expect a full recap.
I look over there and Chris does a double pump. I'm like, what happened? Did I miss something?
This is why we need a camera on Chris at all times.
Yeah, we'll do that at some point. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. One of my favorite parts of this weekend, there's so much to go over. Talk about after the game. We talk about a statement win against the Clippers. I felt like the Kings felt like it was a statement game for themselves.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Darren Fox, Malik Monk post-game asked about the Clippers and what they felt about winning that game.
This is a statement that you guys have made tonight as the Sacramento Kings.
Was it thoughts about Westbrook or was it thoughts about us? Because I don't give a fuck who's over there.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that.
It doesn't matter.
Man, we here.
You see the league, the talent in this league. There are a lot of talented teams. Obviously, he added talent to this team. But we come in, we worry about us.
We here too, though. We coming at everybody. For sure.
We're here too, though. We're coming at everybody.
Deuce, all three of us at the camera as the audio is going on, we're just like pumped, going at it. Like, yeah, we feel the energy.
Yeah.
How do you not feel that vibe?
Veins.
Right?
In my veins. And you put that on top of what Terrence Davis said the other day. Like, these guys, man, they feel it. They are locked in.
Well, we wondered, how are they going to come out after the All-Star break?
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty nice. I know they took on a shorthanded Blazers team, beat them.
But they took care of that's the thing, you guys.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't come out strong, adversity hit, they faced it, they came back stronger.
Then you think about handling the Clippers in a double overtime
in
affair.
LA.
Second I have a back-to-back. And then even yesterday against OKC, I don't care that SGA is not playing. Like, what? It's a third game in 4 nights. You're on the road. That team is competitive. They play hard. They would not go away. Kings win that game. Now you take care of business. Go beat OKC Tuesday and get ready for a rematch Friday night at Golden. Imagine Golden One Center Friday night.
Ooh.
Kings,
if it's not
Clippers.
Packed, it better be packed.
Oh, it's gonna be 18,000 standing room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, you guys, this is Deuce knows this. Chris, you might know this. I'm very much a realist, right? Like where sometimes people think that no, you're gonna like this. Sometimes people think that's like a negative thing where I'm like, no, this is how I feel. This is how I analyze and talk about things.
I think everybody thinks they're a realist.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Really?
I don't think people generally are like, I know I'm being wild, but I think a lot
of my takes though,
I think
really
maybe
piss people off. Yeah. You know, where it's like, they're like, you're so negative. Okay. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I think if anything, I'm more realistic about the topic, but whatever. After these last 3 games, and maybe it's prisoner of the moment, and I'm still like beaming off this whole weekend, whatever you want to say. I mean, what should I say? I'm like
jazzed.
You're feeling
jazzed. I'm jazzed off this weekend. I feel like this team has taken their squad, their play, their mentality to a different level since All-Star break. Like I think Mike Brown set the little fire with the, hey, we're the hunted comments. And I think that wasn't just publicly. I think they had these conversations behind the scenes. And I have felt a different vibe from the squad really stepping on the gas. And I'm feeling super confident going forward, even into this OKC game coming up again.
Yeah, and you don't know if SGA is playing. I have no idea.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that should be talked about is they're 17-13 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best road record in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And then 35-25. Jason Ross' stat that he put out last night just blew me away. It shouldn't surprise me because this team hasn't seen a lot of winning in 38 years. But in 25 of the 38 seasons in Sacramento, they have not had 35 wins in a season. And here they are, 35 with 22 to play?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, 22 to play. Yep.
Good job. Good math.
I mean, the whole point to that is, 35 wins.
But my optimism isn't wild, right? About what I feel about this team in the second, or not in the second half, but since All-Star break.
No, I feel like I agree with you. I mean,
okay.
I see their approach.
See, I feel like that's crazy for me to say.
I don't think so. I mean, I can't speak to the players themselves. I think, their post-game comments have leaned towards that. But speaking for myself, I think definitely that Clipper game, I'm going to look back. Like, I have different feelings about what the potential of this team is. I think they answered a lot of questions that I had about, even being able to survive a game like they just played. But, I think it's still, we are definitely riding the high of this 3 game. Like, there's still chances that the Kings get blown out by the Celtics and blown out by the Bucks. And then we're like, well, maybe this team isn't great against some of the top tier.
Yeah.
But I think it's not wrong to feel better about this team right now.
There's clearly teams
tier
ahead
level,
of them.
right,
Yeah, and
yes.
they're in a different tier than those teams you just mentioned. But I mean, this year, it seems like when the Kings have had these big time matchups, it's the other team is sitting out a player.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Embiid and Harden are playing, or this guy
Lost
Jokic
that
is
one.
not playing, or there's always some guy missing or
Right.
whatever. The last 2 big games that they've had, I go back to that Saturday game against Dallas at home.
Sure.
Yep.
Luka and Kyrie played. Another one of those games that felt like a playoff intensity going back and forth. Kings win in overtime. The next big game against a premier opponent that had been playing well, the Clippers, goes to double overtime. You find a way to win. I was so curious to see how this team was going to respond, taking on talented teams that are kind of in the same area as them in close games with the full squad. Last couple of matchups, they've handled it well. And I think that's a sign of growth too. It's like this team is coming out prepared. They can get buckets on you. They're starting to get some timely stops. De'Aaron Fox is taking a leap. Keegan Murray
Yeah.
last night was really good.
Yeah, you guys, I think you talk about these teams being a different tier of team, right? Obviously, they have postseason experience, all those different things. I just have this feeling that what the Kings are since the All-Star break is what they are, and it's what they're going to be. And when I say that, I hope people understand that it's like, I'm talking about this is a different tier of basketball team, not the top tier, but truly as a team, a different tier. And it really excites me going forward, even for all these tough matchups that you bring up.
Yeah, I think a big thing that Mike Brown has talked about a couple different times is he talked with St. Mary's College coach Randy Bennett about what he did to build his program. And the thing that he really took from him was instilling confidence. He wishes that he could have instilled the confidence in his team that, hey, you guys belong here. And like you guys with the coaching and the time you've put in deserve to be along in the conversations with all the other great teams that play this game. And I think that's something that maybe this 3-game stretch here has maybe done for this team, is having them believe like you guys took the Clippers could very well come out of the West this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you took a heavyweight punch to the jaw from a heavyweight and lived to tell the story and actually succeeded. And that should really make you feel like we can realistically take on anybody or at least compete with every team. And that's really all you can ask for. It's not necessarily wins and losses. They come and they go, but Mike Brown talks about being process oriented as well. It's about being competitive. It's about doing the right things and putting yourself in the situation to succeed.
Well, coming up next, we're going to talk more about this Wild Kings weekend. 2-0 this weekend. They play again Tuesday on the road against OKC before taking on the Clippers team back at home Friday night. The Clippers, as someone in the chat, Roger was mentioning, play the night before against the Golden State Warriors. So I don't know if we'll see a situation where Kawhi, PG-13, maybe rest. I hope not. Stop being cowards. Play your guys.
I mean, if they're going to rest, don't you think it might be Golden State?
Yeah, that's true. They got to get amped up for a matchup against the Kings.
Ooh.
They got to win that game.
They do. I think
really
that's the tiebreaker,
Yeah.
right? As well. Yeah, that could be huge come the end of the season.
Let's go. This is too fun right now. Also, we want to hear from you. You can give us a call, 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or pop in the chat. What was your favorite moment of this Kings weekend? We'll talk about it next. It's Deuce and Mo alongside Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It was literally -5
It was like it's
as
either
I came in here. And now I'm like, how am I sweating? How am I sweating?
Yeah, it's either 10 degrees or 100.
I'm going to die.
I don't know if you happen to see on the TV over there that they're going to pick the teams of the playoffs, play-ins, and out
on ESPN.
Where do you think they're going to put the Kings?
Ooh. Okay.
They're going to say playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, they'll say playoffs.
So not play in.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Be tough. It'd be tough for like the 7. Who's the 7 right now?
I'm going to say they're going
Golden
to
State.
They're going to say Kings are the play-in. They're going to say they're going to be cash, and they're going to say Kings
No.
are the play-in. Yeah. Yep.
No, here's the thing you're missing, Morgan. The trendy thing right now is just
Kings
the
are good.
Kings are good.
But after the trade deadline, it was all that they did the same thing.
I know.
And they had no Kings in there.
What's crazy about the West, looking from 1 through 12 in their last 10. This is how insane it is.
Yeah.
Nuggets are 7-3, Grizzlies 5-5, Kings 6-4, Suns 6-4, Clippers 5-5, Dallas 5-5, Golden State 5-5, Utah 5-5, Minnesota and the Pelicans 4-6, Portland 5-5, Lakers 6-4. They're just beating each other up, dude. It's oh my god.
Left out the Spurs there.
Spurs have only lost 18 in a row, and the Rockets have lost 9. Hey, if the playoffs started today, as my friend Whitey Gleason would say, Kings Mavs first round.
I would
Okay.
take that.
So
I will
like
take
that, yeah.
and I'm getting ready. I'm
like
going. Who
that.
do we got in the second round?
Are you guys that confident in the second round? If that was
If
the
it's
first
Dallas,
round? Yeah.
We can talk
Wow.
about Dallas on the show today.
Let's talk about it.
I saw them yesterday. Frauds.
That's
No, they are.
Yeah,
they
lost.
don't have any size.
They have nothing.
And they don't know how to finish off a game. Like I thought that was just gonna be like a cute little thing that happened a few times in the beginning, and it's like, oh,
Tim Hardaway defending LeBron, and who's their big going up against AD? It was
Dwight Powell.
disgusting.
I don't know
Dude,
who is it.
AD.
Yeah, who's their options?
Oh, AD looked disgusting. That one move, yeah. And then Vanderbilt, 17
Gosh.
rebounds.
15 and 17.
Yeah, give him back, like us. Give him back.
I don't want to play the Could You Imagine game, but could you imagine?
No, we always do the could you imagine / what if game.
My goodness. I mean, yeah.
Could you imagine?
Let's see. Let's get to
The
some favorite moments in the
Mystery
chat,
lineup.
by the way.
The
Jonathan
messages?
says favorite moment was Monk saying we're coming for everybody.
Yeah. It's a valid point. You know, we are
Love
always talking
swagger.
about Kings got to play Dallas. Kings got to play the Clippers. They got to play us.
Thank you.
They got to play us.
He just said it.
I was thinking about the Clippers. They had to play the Nuggets last night. They lost that game. I'm like, tough schedule for them. They had to go Kings and Nuggets back to back games. That's
Yeah,
tough.
dude.
It is tough.
I was watching the game at a local establishment, and it was weird because one of my friends, like late in the game, was just like, "Oh, it's over. It's over." And I'm like, "No, dude, it's not over. There's plenty of time left. They can come back here." And as I said that out loud, I'm like, "Why did I think that?"
Wait, was
that
that
positive?
you were
What
talking
is
about the
this?
Friday game?
Yeah,
What is
You and
this
the Bry
feeling?
guy hanging out, huh?
yeah.
Oh,
Brian the boss. Chris
Was
was
he
sucking
really?
up to the boss.
oh,
he's-
really? You
Didn't-
buying him
didn't
beers?
catch
Oh
it.
yeah. He's like, I'll do anything for you, Brian.
Is that what you said?
I said, hey, I think Deuce and Mo need to do less for more money.
Yes!
That's my guy, Chris. That's my guy.
Starting next week, we are on
Chris in my
15
corner.
minutes, Monday through Friday. One
Don't
segment
miss
a day.
it. Yeah.
And they're paying us $1 million a week. $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 million.
One single
Yeah.
million dollar. Here's your $1 million bill.
Why, thank you. I'll take that.
Live chat. You guys are the best. We're going to get some of your favorite moments of the weekend in just a second. I see 300 plus people watching us live right now. Oh, thank you. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It just helps the channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed too.
Chris, are you digging this stand-up vibe?
Yeah, it definitely gets the juices flowing.
Right?
Yeah, sure, I get
Standing
it,
up,
yeah.
and you know what's great is one person sits down, and then you start noticing everyone's kind of sits down.
Yeah, everyone's
That's
like,
it.
okay, is it time? Is it time now?
No.
I feel like I set the tone.
You sometimes, but sometimes I just get back up and I'll be like, because I'm shorter, so like the mic is easier for me. But
That's what I know. I on Saturday for the first segment, I was standing and like I kind of had to like.
Yeah.
My dad texted me like, fix the mic. I was like,
I would
talking
love
like this. I feel like
I would love to just do this, like I'm a
just like
stand-up
old
comic
school.
here. Yeah, hey, so you see this tonight, huh?
You see this on the paper? You see this on the paper?
Is that your Jay Leno?
Is that what I was trying to do? Wait, can you do it?
No, because my Jay Leno is terrible. And then yours.
You see this in the paper.
Hey, you guys see this? You hear about this?
That's decent.
That's good.
That's pretty
Hey,
decent.
read
He's
this in
got
the paper. It's me, Jay Leno.
Dude, I asked Keegan Murray last night about Mike Brown doing the
Yeah, making fun of
impersonation of him.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
cool.
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I didn't
heard
see it.
about it.
And then we come.
Say my. Who told you to ask that question? That's interesting.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started with the 176-175 win over the Clippers in double overtime on Friday. They followed up that performance with a 124-115 win over the Thunder last night in OKC. Kings will be back in action in OKC tomorrow when they take on the Thunder. You can listen to the game starting with game night at 3:30 and tip-out scheduled for 5 right here on Sactown Sports. Damian Lillard had a game that might have you questioning resting players. The Trailblazers rested the All-Star on Thursday against the Kings, but he opened up his post-All-Star season with 71 points in the Blazers' 131-114 win over the Rockets yesterday. It is 11:30, and it's time for more Deuce and Mo with our guest, Chris Watkins.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo.
Sactown Sports.
Keegan going for an encore. He's got the triple from the right corner this time. Keegan Murray knocking down back-to-back threes, and the Kings lead it 72-59, equaling their biggest lead of the ballgame. Steal, Fox, breakaway, Fox, windmill, rip it with the left hand. Says raise the roof as he heads back up the floor. Two palms extended toward the rafters, and the Kings have their biggest lead of the ballgame. They're on top, 74-59.
That was amazing. G-Man calling his 3,000th career Kings game last night. It's Deuce and Mo alongside Chris Watkins. Just basking in what took place over the weekend. Stephen Brown was just saying in the chat, that Fox lift the roof was also nasty. Yeah. One, seeing Fox dunk again. And that was something Malik Monk said in like an interview with the Kings content team before the season. Was like, oh yeah, he's going to be dunking again. No joke. The guy has been dunking more than ever. We were like last year, does he not dunk anymore?
Yeah. It was, I don't know what it was because he obviously, it's like he was explosive. He was quick. He was capable.
He didn't want to jump.
I think he wasn't inspired.
He was way down. He was way down with what was happening here for years.
Yeah.
Serving his body.
And maybe.
And oh, cool. I need some help. What do we got? We're going to draft a point guard. Okay. What about next draft? We're going to draft a point guard. I mean,
yeah, no, that would weigh down.
Now he's got some help around him. His buddy Monk's here.
Lift him up
and
make him dunk.
Dude, his connection with Malik Monk has been so crucial for like the vibes around the team. Yeah, like I mean, of course, 45 points in that double overtime game off the bench. Right. He had 15 going into the fourth quarter. Ends up with 45. It was insane, but dude, even when Monk was struggling in January, he just brings
still
a passion and
yes.
edge, a swagger. Mm-hmm. That post-game presser that we played between those two, they were just vibing off each other there too.
You know, Chris, Lorraine Fox called in one time.
Yes,
and
that was great.
Yeah, and we were talking to her, and when we talked about Malik Monk, you know, she was just like, kind of how we all felt. It was so relatable. It was talking about how even going back to AAU, he has those chaotic moments, and you're just like, what are you doing? Oh, yes. You know, like
the no yeses.
Yes. And what I love about it is I feel like he's gotten it more and more under control.
Yeah.
Like he knows how to control his chaos. And if anything, it brings a different type of energy.
Yeah, he's definitely that kind of player, you know, like a J.R. Smith kind, not, you know, definitely not exactly similar, but in terms of their energy of like, they truthfully believe that they can hit any shot. It almost seems like the more difficult the shot it is, the easier it is for them to make.
Dude.
And the Kings haven't had a guy like that. I can't really think of it. You know, Isaiah Thomas had elements of it, but like, I mean, his tough shot making and, you know, even just the fundamental stuff of like finishing really tough layups. He's been great at all year.
He'll dunk it on your head.
His double clutches.
The one he had against the Clippers late in the game.
It's dumb.
I was like, there's no way he's going to dunk it. There's two defenders there and he goes up double. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's so funny. My brother Jesse is like obsessed with Malik Monk, and in our family chat, just that game, it was just Monk, holy Monk. And then when he had that dunk, it's magical.
Yeah. No, it's a different kind of vibe. Like it's just, you can tell. I can't remember who was asked about it, but one of the players was asked like, hey, do you guys big trash talkers, anything like that? And his answer was like, no, like I'm not a big trash talker, but Malik definitely talks enough for everybody else on the team. And that's another thing where it's like the Kings have so many like legitimately nice guys on their team. It's just not really their style to flex and, you know,
that's what I'm saying. I think Monk brings that out of
Yes.
Fox too.
Yeah,
where Fox has a little nasty.
That post-game interview, De'Aaron's super subdued in his post-game interviews. He's usually trying to get out, and you know, you could just tell that Malik, you know, they've been boys since college. That's just them, like you said, building off each other, going back and forth. And, you know, it's the kind of confidence that you love to see. Like these guys legitimately are feeling themselves.
And one other thing I want to add to that too, because I think this is important that we've talked about a few times now, but what I love about this team is that when one guy is hot, they empower that guy to keep going. They don't care if he misses one or has a heat check. They're like, hey, you're still feeling it. Let's go. Keep going. It's no one's ever jealous of one another. They love it. They want it. And you can feel that joy for one another.
Going back and watching the end of that game again.
Oh yeah. That's what you did.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to watch the game from when they were down 14 until the end of the game from Friday night.
I almost watched the whole game back, and I was like, I just didn't have time.
I just could not. I was so, of course, Monk was impressive, but Fox to me, even when he was gassed, like picking up Paul George, the fact that he had that poke away and the steal and the score, lost his shoe. I mean, he had a couple of steals and he was getting into Paul George. I'm like, we need to appreciate how far he has come, because not only is he picking up one of the premier players in the game, he's also getting buckets on the other end. No wonder why he is gassed. I mean, the guy scores 42 points. He's having an impact on both sides of the ball. It's just, I just love this team. Yeah. It's so refreshing. Is it the best Kings team ever? No, of course not. But there's just something, and it's probably because it's the come up. It's their style of play. It's the vibe around it. There's so much to like about this squad.
Hey, coming up this summer, we're going to talk about, is this the best Kings team we've ever seen?
That is definitely a summer conversation.
No, it's like, let's that's the other thing too. Even with De'Aaron Fox, we keep wanting to be like, hey, is he this type of point guard now? Or is he this in the league? And I think what everyone, give him the love and the respect that he deserves, but also recognize, like, allow him to gain some winning seasons, some consistency under his belt. In this season, if he finishes off like this, then yes, he will continue to get that love.
Let's check in with JR. What's up, JR?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, JR.
What's up, RJ?
You're really old, so you remember the old Kings teams. I mean, how are you feeling about this year's squad? Yeah.
Oh, I think, well, it's right up there with Archibald.
Yeah.
And when we were big fans there, we were like, wow, we're going to move west. And now we have this great team. But what a weekend. The freaking Friday night game was so off the charts. And then they win this game last night, and Gary gets his 3,000th call, which we all love the G-Man. Talking about us old fans, we have watched him just go through the most painful life over the last several years, and he just hangs in there. Of course, he has to work with our boy, which is painful enough. And Jason is probably dragging him down every day, and he just lifts himself up.
Yeah, Jason's so hard to work with. Yeah.
Oh my God, just his big old head in the way, like cutting out the sun. Yeah. It's terrible. So what a great weekend. And Chris, I'm glad you're hanging in with these two, because these are superstars. You know that? These are our new two goats. And the other Chris has had to carry him their whole life. So I'm glad you're helping him out today. Absolutely. And Mo, say hi to TR from JR. I said, hello.
All right, JR, you creep. Trying to hit on Morgan's mom. That's my job.
We don't do that on this show.
Yeah.
We don't hit on people's moms on this show.
No.
Come on.
Who would objectify someone's mom? Ugh.
Disgusting.
Frankie's mom.
I never thought about that with Jason. He does have a big head, huh?
I thought about
for all the knowledge.
It's huge. I mean,
yeah, and a huge ego to go with it. I mean, what a jerk.
People don't realize he actually was a jack-in-a-box for a long time. Like, no, it just fit perfect. Okay.
That is so dumb.
All right.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, and what is this, dad-style joke? Can you take a break?
Okay, is every Malik mugshot a good one? Is it? Is it always a good one? It's not.
Shoot or shoot.
So I missed one. I was just trying to emphasize his head is big.
Oh, and we do have to talk about what you said. Didn't you say I was like the deer and fox? You said you compared me to deer and fox and Malik Monk, and you said you were Sabonis.
We can talk about that later. Coming up next, we got to do our dogs of the weekend too. Chris hasn't done this yet, but we're gonna go over our dogs. Kings, we're feeling good about them. Obviously, you can hit us up to talk about them. Get us in the chat too. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
So stupid.
I think the chat laughed out loud at that joke. I think that was a good one, right?
Yeah, if you guys thought that was a good joke.
TV said, I like the joke. Josue said that was funny.
Oh, come on.
It was decent.
J. Ross head smack. People are dying. They're falling over.
Yeah, oh. Thank you.
Eddie.
You are, producer of the year? Do we have, you want a karate award that says
JJ Sub, we laughed. Thank you.
Whew.
What's up, Ron? I acknowledge you. Let's see here. Can we get to 200 thumbs up before noon? That's the question I have at this hour. Just click the thumbs up, the like button, whatever you want to call it. It helps the page grow.
You guys are killing it today. Thanks for being here. This is awesome. Love it. Good Vibe Mondays.
Let's see. I want to get some favorite.
Love.
It's been easy.
It's
been
no,
great.
it makes it's just a fun way to start our day too. So
right, starting the week.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hopping right back on that bike.
Dude. Oh. But yeah, we'll have to let everyone know tomorrow. It's gonna be you, right?
It will, yeah. Me and Jay Mars tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we're off tomorrow.
10 to 2.
Because we have a Stockton Kings game.
Yeah, Stockton Kings game at 11 a.m.
Yeah. And that's going to happen again in March because Stockton.
Why?
What?
I don't think that's.
Oh my God. Are people going to run to? Is this shocking news? Their final game of the season, they're playing in Sacramento at Golden One Center.
So
like 11 a.m. And then the Sacramento is playing that night. So it's a little doubleheader.
Oh.
Yeah.
We get to call the game there.
That's cool.
I know. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Just so you guys know, a couple of more responses to my Jack in a Box joke. My whole office rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, come on.
Playing on the loudspeaker?
How old's your office?
Aram wants to know, I'm here in the bathroom watching you guys. Love you guys.
Oh,
okay. Ken says, I laughed out loud at Deuce. My coworker gave me a shh. There you go.
Did you read any of the bad ones?
There's no bad ones. There's literally no bad ones.
Yeah,
so you guys say I missed the shot, but the people, the Deuce bags out there are with me. There you go.
Oh.
Ooh, B. Perry says, 30-year-old me loves this team even more than 10-year-old me in 2003.
Wow.
You're being a prisoner of the moment.
That's okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's been a while. That's
this team, I mean, you can have these conversations because the Kings have had so many bad teams over the years.
Yes,
where it's
exactly.
Like, yeah, they're one of my favorite teams ever.
If you think about it, that kid at 10 years old never knew the Kings is bad.
Yes,
So
right.
he's had to
absolutely.
go
That's
through
me.
all the garbage like all of us.
Same. Yeah, when I was young, I didn't. I just was. I mean, that's what made me fall.
Right.
What if the Kings were bad? What if I never fell in love with basketball?
Well, I
What
talk
would
about
have
that
done?
all the time. So, like, it's really not talked about, but in this 16-year drought, obviously the Kings have not been good, not been enjoyable.
Yeah.
You lost. And in that same 16-year period, the Warriors were quite literally the most popular team in the world.
Yes.
You lost so many potential fans.
They're coming back now.
Are they though?
no,
Because like I think
you
if you go
lost.
to elementary schools, you know, elementary schools across the city, which you know,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
all,
I do
we're all
that.
doing,
Yeah, all the
exactly.
time. I mean,
Community
we do this
service
on
work. I just think if you poll them in general, I think those kids are getting bullied. I think Kings fans, Kings fans have been bullied for about 5 to 10
I'll
straight
say
years.
this
now.
as on night chats, I think we lead the league in 13-year-olds
That calling the
in.
show.
Yes,
They're saying the
y'all got
vibes
some
are
good
changing.
13-year-olds.
12, 13, 16.
Chris, don't cut that. Do not cut that.
Also, shout out to Stephen Brown in the chat real fast because Stephen Brown 2 years ago when everyone was crapping on, I remember doing chats when people were crapping on Fox all the time. Stephen Brown was like, man, you guys are wild. He had Fox's back. I remember because all the people who did not have Fox's back, and I remember their name. I remember their names.
Yep, you do.
Felix,
I need to
Mio,
stand back up.
Felix and Mio, and that used to always pop in.
Mama
How
Mio.
about Fox tonight? I haven't seen them
Yeah.
since October when they're 0-4.
But they
I
showed,
haven't seen them.
They
I
showed
haven't
up.
seen them.
They showed up like one other time after 0-4 when Fox
Yeah.
like had one
Right.
bad game.
After that Wizards loss or something, you
Dude,
know?
it was something wild, and it's just like I don't.
Out the woodwork.
It's if you're wrong, you're wrong. If
Yeah.
you're right, you're right. Like just. I don't understand that with people and their
Yeah.
egos and their mindsets when it comes to sports. It's
Right.
very strange.
Well, I think it's just the need to be right. Like people really do have a tough time admitting they're wrong,
Yeah.
especially when it's like you've spent.
Oh, we've been just chatting during the break because we always stay live at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140 where the people are chatting. Make sure if you're there, hit the thumbs up button. If you're driving around listening on 1140 a.m., just know when you get to the office or you're back at home, just sitting at the desk, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Plus on your big screen. You can also download the Sactown Sports app. It's free where you can read content galore, including Frankie Cardicelli's latest about the Kings being 10 games over 500 for the first time since the 04-05 season. I was a junior in high school the last time that happened.
Really?
Yeah, so were you. Chris
Oh, yeah.
was
I
in
was
7th grade.
In 5th grade.
Dang it.
My grades go with the year. So
Okay.
5th grade 05.
Whoa.
Super easy.
And
That
Chris
is
Verlod
easy.
was early 40s. That's what?
42.
Okay. Yeah. Chris is like, I don't even know how
He's
old
like
you're.
our
You're like 3
age.
years older than us or what?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Graduated
3?
in 02.
Oh.
Graduated.
Wow.
Oh God! Oh my God! He's so
Old.
That was almost in the 20th century.
we're like
crazy.
we're like birthday
Yeah.
buddies too.
Man.
3
Yes,
days
we
apart,
are.
3 days
Oh.
apart, right? Yeah.
We didn't do this last Monday. We got to bring it back.
Oh,
It's time for the dog of the weekend.
It's the dog of the day. Who had the best night in the world of sports?
Oh, there's so many good candidates.
so many.
We're going to go around the room right now. If you want to pop in the YouTube chat, who's your dog of the weekend?
I hate that.
What? Why?
It's
Why do you hate it?
It's like you're so into it. It feels like you are a dog. Yeah, like you're like yeah. This is weird.
I'm marking my territory.
Very weird.
There's
You
pee all
peed
over
on my
your leg.
leg.
Yeah.
See again, everyone. This is weird, and I'm so glad it's on video.
I hope you
for
have doggy
everyone.
bags because I have to go.
Okay, this is.
I
also
embrace
weird.
this whole dog.
It's time.
All right, dog of
Yeah.
the weekend. Who wants to go first? Should it be me?
No, I will go
Oh,
first.
if you steal mine, I'm going
Okay,
to.
fine.
I'm probably
No.
going to be stealing somebody. So
Oh, I think we're all going to say this.
Okay, fine. I got one that's going to be so off, and I'm just going to go with this guy.
Okay.
Just so then nobody has this guy. Dame Lillard.
Ew! Oh, you suck.
No, that's fine. I'm going to take it. So
Yeah, no, and I mean, because obviously I want to say Dame, G-Man, Monk, De'Aaron Fox, but I'm gonna let you guys say those ones. I'm just gonna go with
So
Dame
kind
really
of you.
quick. Yeah, you're
So
welcome.
kind of you.
Just one, so I can mention it really quick and just say that man is not real. That was so fun watching those highlights last night.
Yeah, how do you do that against this that out of this world Rockets team. I mean,
again, why?
I mean,
it's an NBA team. Dude.
I know. I just was shocked that he was able to score that many points against that team.
I am just picking a dog that no one else is picking, but yes, I could definitely pick a different dog.
A little Chihuahua scores 45 on that Rockets defense.
You're awful.
No, honestly, Dame was amazing.
Pick your dog.
71 points.
I know.
Give the guy some love.
41 at the half. 40 points at the half, whatever it was incredible. But it wasn't just what he scored, it was how he kept scoring. It was just unstoppable.
He was 22 of 38, 13 of 22 from three, 14 of 14 for the free throw line. He had that big dunk late too. That was
the dunk.
It's also crazy to think about. That's our second 70-point game this season.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell had a 71-point game. Someone's gonna get 80 soon. It's happening.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get to it last night, honestly, with 41 at half. I won't say he struggled, but I don't think he scored too many in the third.
He only needed 39 points.
Yeah.
39 in the second half.
Right. I think he struggled in that third quarter, and he probably would have gotten it otherwise.
Yeah.
So Morgan went with kind of the out of the box one because she felt like everyone was going to go with an obvious one. Who wants to go next?
Who wants to go next?
Fine.
Oh, I'll go if
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
My dog of the weekend is Damian Lillard, because that was absolutely insane last night. Here's a weird stat that I didn't even know was a stat.
What?
At the game. He had a combined 420 feet of field goals made yesterday when they combined how far away he was.
Dude, some of those shots, he was just at half court, like.
Yeah.
He became the first player to make at least 400 feet worth of shots in a single game. And this is in the shot location era, 1996 to 97.
You know. Like,
also, he had a 71-point game this season. He's had a 60-point game this season and a 59-point game this season.
And truly remarkable. Nothing taking away nothing from Dame, except like it reminds me of like when people put out stats from like Drew League during the summertime where someone scores 90 and NBA. It's like, yeah, they're not playing anybody.
Okay.
The Rockets were terrible.
They were terrible.
That far.
They were awful.
Still an NBA team.
What? Do you want to go?
Sure, I'll go. I'll go.
For last. Who's your dog?
My dog was definitely going to be Damian Lillard. But I'm
you guys are unbelievable.
Look, if I could spin a different narrative, if anything, on a night where you're playing Houston, nobody wants to get up for it. You need your stars to show up. You need your star to put that game away. 71.
I love
71. They had to like really scrap and claw to win the game. Like it's crazy. And there was a single-digit game, so that's what Dame's like. I got to take over.
I can't believe that you're like you love Dame Lillard and you're crapping on us giving him love.
I'm crapping because I'm honestly stunned that after this weekend in Sacramento,
he's not going to be my pick.
It's not his pick.
It was going to be.
Then who's your dog?
I'm going to go with Caitlin Clark. I don't know how many people watch it. Look, hey man, I don't know how many people watch this game. They were playing Indiana, a team that's only lost once all year.
Give it love,
number 2 team in the nation.
Dude.
Iowa. Killer. I don't know how many Iowa games you've watched. It's a lot of Caitlin Clark holding that team up.
She plays with swagger. Her post-game interviews
is insane.
I dig it.
Hitting again, mainly known as like a Steph Curry kind of player. A lot of shots from way, way deep. Took it into the paint. I think she only missed 2 shots from 2 the entire night. But then comes down 2, 4 seconds left. The whole gym knows the play is going to be called for Caitlin Clark.
Bucket.
And she still gets it. And she still gets it.
3-point bucket. Fall away. Quick release.
Yeah.
Person's play comes off a screen. Thank God she falls, but she gets wide open look. Just perfect. Dude. Beautiful ending at home in Iowa.
I love all these. These are great candidates. Any other weekend, I'm like, I'm with you guys. This is great. The dog of the weekend is the dog. He may be an old dog, but guess what? He still got it. I'm giving love to the G-Man, Gary Gerould.
Yeah.
The G-Man, one of the best guys out there, called his 3,000th Kings game.
Yep.
All those games, this is something Morgan said last night on TV on the postgame. All these games that he has called, there were games throughout this 38-year run you got to turn off. I'm turning off.
We got to turn off at home.
I'm not watching this crap. He had to watch it. He had to call it. He had to be around it. He's been through the highs and lows. He's the best guy out there, calling his 3,000th game. And honestly, literally teared up yesterday, last night, watching him get the defensive player of the game chain from the coaching staff and seeing the love he got from the team, it made me love this team even more.
Yep.
Mike Brown has talked about the soul of a franchise, how important it is to have a soul. The Kings have not had a soul. They've been soulless for 16 years. Coaches coming in and out, players, missed picks, all this stuff. For the first time, they do have that. And to give love to someone like G-Man, who is in his prime, in his 80s, still calling games and getting that type of love, he's my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many threes did he?
How far were hit?
3,000. You shut your mouth. Don't talk about G-Man.
I wish we would know the record.
Oh, his record.
What the Kings' record is in those 3,000 games.
Do you think it's at least 1,000 wins?
Yeah. Well,
do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking since 85.
Yeah, there's 1,000.
Okay. Are there?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's close.
It's gonna be close.
999.
Oh man, if you guys have dogs, you can hit us up 339-1140.
They've won 33% of those games, right?
Yeah,
That's what we're thinking about.
Over the past.
You can also hit us up 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hit us up in the chat too. Chris, appreciate you hanging out with
Thank
us.
you all for having me.
When are you back live again?
I'll be back live tomorrow, less than 24 hours, 22 hours.
You're going to be live 10 to 2 because we're
10
not
to 2.
here.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Dude, appreciate it.
Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you
For hosting
Stop
4 hours tomorrow. So
Dude,
kind.
Dude, stop it. You're going to kill it. And we appreciate you hanging
It'll be
out with
great.
us.
We'll
Be back on the radio side in just a few minutes. We're always live. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. It's Deuce and Mo on a Monday. The Kings are rolling on Sactown Sports.
Guess I'll sit now.
Yeah. Oh, so wait, there's so many like other good candidates for dogs that we got to talk about too.
And
Monk.
That's why, I was just trying to go, hey.
And brake fluids to
We
improve.
can get creative here. Or we can, we're going to be talking about this for another, 2 hours.
And we have Eddie Kingston coming on.
Excited.
What time's he coming on?
1 o'clock.
1?
What's up?
I'm excited for Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Why'd you go? You cleared your throat?
No.
Out of excitement? Oh, I thought you were.
Cleared your throat.
I'll be right back.
Oh, is it what we think it is? I think it's tinkle time. Do you ever feel like you have to pee, cannot hold it in, waiting to relieve?
Get it, girl.
Do you ever feel like you cannot drink, fall asleep, and then you hear the kitchen sink? Do you know that there's still a bathroom plan?
Get it.
Cause you're a grown man. You just have to hold tight and bite and think right. Just hold it in like it's the middle of the night. Cause baby, you have got to pee. Gotta stop drinking tea. Make yourself go before the damn show. Do you know that there's
Run it back.
still a place for you? It's called the men's bathroom. It is waiting to God. Hey, Deuce.
Hey, Deuce.
No. Every time, Chris, we brought out I say we because it is
Feels
Chris.
like a team effort.
It's always Chris and I, yes. And I brought out a purple light as he left. Brought a purple light.
Oh, I
We're
saw
like,
that. Yeah.
Go. But I almost tried thinking of one this morning, and I just there was a lot going on, so
Right. Didn't have time to.
yeah,
to
yeah.
pull
I'll
out
write
the
a quick little.
verses.
I'll write a little quick jingle
Yeah.
piece song coming up. What up, Deuce? Oh, you are, dude. You need to get some cool little things that go in them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
Old NBA charms. I saw
Crocs
the other
are
day.
beyond comfortable.
So
I didn't even know they were cool. And then I'm like in line and I'm wearing Crocs and I see like there's like 2 kids
Yeah.
wearing Crocs. I'm like, what's up?
like,
Can I get some
I'm
nice
with the
pants,
youth.
man? I'm
The
cool,
Gen
man.
Zers. They're not even Gen Zers.
At
They're
what
like
point
2.
did you like break the seal of like I'm gonna wear these out? Was it instant? Because
Oh,
I feel like that's a big hurdle.
There's one thing about me now. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I
I will wear these out.
Yeah.
Like
I think
I
that's
mean,
how everybody gets
yeah.
eventually. It's just like it's too comfortable.
I
to
say
not.
that. Yeah, I say that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't wear them to a Kings game, but
Yeah.
that would definitely be a different
they're so
step.
comfy. It's
Yeah.
the first time I'm wearing them here.
The moment of just like
No one
not
sees 'em.
not caring and just loving yourself to the fullest, whether you're wearing Crocs, no makeup, or whatever the hell you
Right.
want, is the the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And I suggest anyone out there, wear those Crocs if you have them. Wear them. I used to make fun of Deuce, and I didn't empower him, and I'm really sorry for that.
Oh, I'll forgive you.
I think it's a
one of
common
those
thing.
days.
I don't think I think Crocs are like incredibly just what's the word I'm trying to
Not
think of?
accepted?
Polarizing.
Yes.
Incredibly polarizing.
I'm going to put this
Totally.
poll question up
Oh.
too, not about Crocs.
Oh.
I'm going to do the
Oh,
dog of the
well.
weekend thing. I'm going to mention, maybe I'll do your candidates too. Who was your dog?
Maybe I'm doing it.
Was it G-Man, Gary Gerould, or the
G-Man?
Kings radio broadcast?
G-Man, De'Aaron Fox.
Malik Monk.
Okay, then we're leaving. We can only do 4.
Oh.
So
Dame. Put Dame.
okay.
And then put Caitlin Clark. But not, I feel like
maybe other. Yeah, I don't.
people just
People are the worst.
exactly.
They're
It's
the
like,
worst.
hey,
Oh,
how about you consume women's basketball too?
Yeah.
Good bite.
More and more people are now, I think.
They are. No, they definitely are. And I think there's
I just don't think that you can talk about it without at least saying one person being like, talk about a real sport.
Oh,
or-
for sure.
dude,
For
there's
sure.
there's always gonna be weird, insecure people.
Well, it just tells me that you don't actually watch sports
That's
because
it.
it's just like
You just don't
it's
respect the
literally
game.
the same. It's
Thank
it's
you.
not literally the same sport, but it is the same sport. It's not literally the same. They're not dunking and going between the
No.
legs. But guess what? It looks like if you and I go out and play pickup basketball, you're going to
Yeah.
say we're not playing basketball either because
Right.
we're not dunking, and it's
Dude, high school basketball even. I was watching some-
CIFs are going on right now.
like some highlights of some high school women's basketball. The level of like
It's gotten so much
competition.
better.
It's so
much
good.
better.
It's so good. Even I was watching that Iowa Indiana game, and like even then, it's like, all right, there's some like
Yeah.
multiple step crossovers happening here. People are driving to the lane, making tough finishes. Crazy. I gotta go.
Hey,
Nice.
thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you Wednesday. Oh wait, is this your phone? Hey.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports Headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started on Friday with the Kings' 176-175 double overtime win against the Clippers. They followed up that performance with the 124-115 win over the Thunder last night in the OKC. Kings will be back in action tomorrow against the same Thunder. You can listen to the game starting with game night at 3:30 and tip-off scheduled for 5 right here on Sactown Sports. Damian Lillard had a game that might have you questioning resting players. The Trailblazers rested the All-Star on Thursday against the Kings, but he opened up his post-All-Star season with 71 points in the Blazers' 131-114 win over the Rockets yesterday. It's 12 o'clock and time for more of Deuce and Mo.
It's Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo.
Watch the show now on YouTube.com on Sactown Sports.
Kyle Ledbetter back in our flagship studios, just relaying in my ear that 186-184 is the all-time scoring record in the NBA. Well, here we go. Ball game on the line, second overtime, 6.1 seconds away from ending. Will the Clippers win it, or will the Kings win it? Or will we go to a third overtime? Inbounds to Powell, left wing, up fake, kicks it out to Batum, launches for three, misses it, rebound loose, Kings grab it, Malik Monk has it, and Sacramento from 14 down late in regulation has come back in double overtime to win one of the most memorable games in their 38-year history in Sacramento. 176-175 is the final score. You talk about making a statement. You talk about proving that you're worthy of title contention. What a victory this is for the Sacramento Kings. The second night of a back-to-back with travel. They come in here and they take care of business despite the fact that the Clippers rang up a season high 26 made three-pointers. Sacramento ends up with 88 points in the paint tonight for a 40-point advantage. And they win this ball game in double overtime. The final 176-175.
This is a statement that you guys have made tonight as the Sacramento Kings.
Tell me.
Was it thoughts about Westbrook or was it thoughts about us? Because I don't give a fuck who's over there.
Yeah, we ain't worried about
It
that.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, we here.
You see the league, the talent in this league. There are a lot of talented teams. Obviously, he added talent to this team. But we come in, we worry about us.
We here too, though. We coming at everybody, for sure.
We are coming at everybody. It's Deuce and Mo. We are live right here on Sactown Sports, Monday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. And yeah, we're feeling good right now because the Kings have won 3 in a row out of the All-Star break in one of the most epic, one of the best regular season games you will ever see on Friday night. Kings go on the road, win 176 to 175. G-Man over the weekend calling his 3,000th career game. And how epic was his final call against the Clippers on Friday night? That guy is in the prime of his career.
I've heard that final call 7 times, and every time I get goosebumps. Every time I'm like, oh my God, G-Man is legendary. I love it. He's incredible. That game was incredible. I want this feeling to last forever.
I've said it, and I'm going to repeat it.
Okay.
Enjoy this moment.
Enjoy
the come up. For years, we've been begging, can we just have a team that's competitive? Please. Can we just have a team that maybe makes the playoffs? We'll take the play-in. No, this team is good. This team is fun. The vibes are right. They're explosive. In fact, we talk about their offense. Last year, they were 25th in offensive rating in the NBA.
Barf.
Disgusting. That's why that guy puked all over the floor against the Jazz in Luke Walton's final game as head coach.
That is why.
You fast forward a year later, not only are they the best in the NBA this year, they have the best offensive rating in NBA history.
Ew.
It's explosive. A team that can put 130 on you. 140. What? 150.
What?
160.
What?
Well, they skipped 160. They put
Okay.
176 up on the Clippers' heads. So this team is fun to watch. Enjoy the come up. There's nothing like the journey when you first become good again. And now the Kings are just a game and a half out of the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, right behind the Memphis Grizzlies. And it's not absurd to think that maybe if the Kings could take care of business, they can go get that number 2 seed.
Whew.
Oh, and by the way, Morgan Reagan,
Yeah?
separation is starting. The Kings, because they beat the Clippers, Clippers lose again, they're creating some separation. They're 3 games up on the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
They're 3.5 up on the LA Clippers and 4 up on the Dallas Mavericks.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Yeah, we're going to rub it in everybody's faces. Yeah, we're going to be a little bit petty. But guess why? Because it's our time, baby. We don't give an F about anyone else out there. You like that? Just like
I love it. Feels like we're cutting a promo.
Yeah.
And speaking of promos, one of the best promos in the business. AEW's Eddie Kingston joining the show live at 1 p.m. AEW coming to Sacramento in just a couple of weeks. Same with San Francisco. His story is so inspirational. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy him. He is the absolute man.
Yes.
Morgan Reagan, there's so much to like over the weekend. I think one of the best parts of the weekend for me was seeing G-Man get honored. 3,000th career game for the G-Man Gary Gerould. He's been calling Kings games for 38 seasons. He's not a young man. He's in his 80s. What was that like for you over the weekend to see him get that love?
So knowing that he was going into that game, going to call 3,000 games that night, and he got a cupcake the day before from the hotel, and, Kings put out a little video with us in it and everything, and it was great. Just thinking about, I don't know why I could cry like thinking about it.
You're tearing up right now again.
Oh my God. I'm like looking at the photo of him with the DAAAWG chain. He's just someone that obviously is like such a good person, but he's so talented and cares so much about his craft. He cares so much about this team in this city that seeing him honored the way that he was and celebrated the way that he was last night just makes me emotional. It's so well deserved. And I care about him. I care about this team so much that when you see it all come together, it's just really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite moments. Are you good?
No, I'm
You're
good.
Literally tearing
I don't
up
know
again.
why. It's just.
Let's hear that moment. Last night in the Kings locker room, super cool. So the Kings win the game over OKC, which was nice. They bring G-Man in the locker room after the game.
Yeah.
And they give him the defensive player of the game chain. First, let's hear from Mike Brown, who explained why G-Man gets that chain.
Did Keegan get the chain tonight?
No, defense, my number one staple is communication. Communication is a huge staple of mine. So the guy that communicated the most in our, within our organization is G-Man. So G-Man got the defensive chain, the defensive player of a chain tonight. He's communicated for 3,000 games for us. That's an unprecedented mark. And so he definitely deserved the defensive player of the game tonight. So he's got the chain.
Was that the reason for the loud cheering in the locker room? I could hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I think that was probably the best call by the coaching staff. I think our players really thought that G-Man deserved it tonight because of his ability to communicate with the public.
That was special. And here is that moment, the audio of it, where they give him the chain, and then G-Man breaks down the huddle at the end.
There's somebody today that had 3,000 games in his career. Defensive player of the game, the G-Man!
So now they're doing the pictures. He's got the chain around, getting dapped up.
Hey, you guys did all the work. It's just my pleasure to be able to call the action. I love the fact that I get the chance to do what I do as long as I have. Thank you so much. This blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Thanks again.
All right. Together on three.
Together on three. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah! Amen. Love you, brother. My God.
Such a cool moment. And yeah, it still gets me more. It gets you right now.
Like, it's so funny just talking about it. Why is it getting?
You know what? Why it gets you, Morgan? One,
Yeah.
obviously we have a connection with G-Man, but I think everyone in Sacramento has that connection. He has been the one constant voice with the Sacramento Kings since he arrived in 1985. He's been great at what he does. He has narrated the biggest moments, the highest highs, the lowest of lows with the Sacramento Kings. And you couple that with him being a great person.
Oh,
It's awesome. And I think the other reason it makes you emotional and why I think it gets me a little bit is because the team highlighting this like they did
Yes.
was beyond cool. You know,
Yes.
they give out the defensive player of the game chain after every win. For them to bring him in the locker room with the players and the coaches,
it's special.
to give him that love, the celebration, then taking a picture with him. I can tell you, I text G-Man about it last night, and he was so beyond thrilled. I know he talked about it today on the morning show with Dave and Jason. You can listen to that interview, SactownSports.com, or on the YouTube channel, where he talked about what that meant for him. But it's so cool. They gave him not only a game ball that was signed by the entire team, they made him a jersey, a Kings jersey that said 3,000 on it.
Yeah.
And then they gave him defensive player of the game chain that moment. He deserves it. And I think what it goes to what I was saying last hour, Morgan, Mike Brown, when he got the job, was talking about, man, every organization needs to have a soul. And when Mike Brown said that, all I was thinking about watching his press conference when we were there at Gold One Center was, yeah, they don't have that here. There was no soul.
Yeah.
You saw De'Aaron Fox walk around with
Soulless.
his head down most of last year, right?
Yeah.
The soul is here. And the other thing that Mike Brown talked about is everyone's together.
And
it's not just us. Everyone in that organization's connected. And for them, and it started in training camp when they're doing happy birthdays to like the new PR person, happy birthdays to equipment guys. They highlight everything. And for them to take that moment after a win and give G-Man that moment, it just made me think about how this is turning. This is going in such a great direction.
And they don't do it for the content, for the photo op, for where there's been years in the past where I felt like certain things were done forced and it just didn't feel authentic. You have felt every single thing this year, from behind the scenes stuff to everything you just mentioned to what was just celebrated last night and how Mike Brown talked about it, the understanding and the appreciation for G-Man. And you saw in that video that I was talking about earlier that we were in, De'Aaron and Harrison Barnes were in it as well. And you feel like the players were told and they understand the importance behind the 3,000 games and G-Man being a play-by-play voice for that long for their organization, the history of the Kings. And Yeah, all of that just makes it that much more special. And when it's someone that you just love and you care about so much that deserves it, it's so cool to see that happen.
Rory in the chat says the Kings are a family.
Oh,
and
yeah.
dude,
yes.
it's legit. I mean, here's the other thing about the other night.
What?
I'm just amped up today, Morgan
I love
Reagan.
it.
The Kings have 35 wins, 10 games above 500. We haven't felt this way in a long time. The team is good. They're fun. I'm excited. But you know what else I noticed was in that game, late,
Yeah.
the overtime game, the double overtime game in LA.
Okay. Friday's night. Yeah.
Two of the more excited players on the bench, Davion Mitchell, Rashawn Holmes.
Oh, I want to talk about
We're going to
that.
talk about it. We're going to take a 1 minute break on the radio side, but don't get it twisted. We are always live. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. It's Deuce and Mo.
So funny.
Jesse says, our rise starts with G-Man. Suns lost yesterday. Clippers lost. Dallas lost. Also a Kings win. What a great Sunday. Dude, 100%. Hey, and PBTV, look, you do this every time. Just you gotta tone it down, my man. I don't want to have to like boot you. It's just it gets old. Like every time we talk about like women's basketball, it doesn't have to turn into, well, I could beat this one. Like that's fine. I'm totally sure you could. It's just like, why is that a topic? Why is that a topic?
Hey, because he's insecure about himself.
I know, but he just it's taken away from the chat and the vibe in the chat, and just take your toxic stuff somewhere else. All right, like if you support us, just do the right thing.
Yeah, come on.
It's annoying.
Just don't be annoying.
Patrick says Mike Brown brought that family love to Sacramento. Let's see what else. Amid, is that Amid? Amid D-Rock? I don't know how to say your name. Sorry. I hear the tornadoes in OKC were pretty bad last night. The Kings players were told to hide out in the bathroom. Yeah, dude. I guess it was really bad last night that they got back to the hotel and like get in the room and chill, like get away from the windows.
Be freaked out.
Yeah,
but
you wouldn't be a storm chaser.
No, and
would you do it for like if someone was like, hey, you can go with someone who chases storms all the time and you get paid $1 million to just like
$1 million?
$1 million. But you have to go like toward the eye of a tornado.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'd be too scared. Like, I mean, $1 million sounds really fun, but I like my life too. So, you know.
Live and local.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Watch the show now on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140 or listen for free on the Sactown Sports app.
Can this season just keep going this way and last forever? It's too fun.
I do want this like feeling to last forever. It just what is this feeling? Like a new relationship feeling where you're just everything's so great, it feels so good. You know you're gonna have your ups and downs.
Yeah, it's like that, but you've been in bad relationships in the past, like toxic ones, so you're not totally sure if this is real or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you're like you don't trust
you've
it.
had some exes that were not good.
But they've also have done such a great job of showing why you can trust them. Hey, we're good to you. We're gonna make you like feel good. We're gonna make you feel loved. Just believe in us.
It's hard though, because my past one sucked.
Hey, they've got you.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
They celebrate people. They empower one another.
They share.
They
share the wealth. I mean, the ball's moving around.
It's a beautiful relationship.
One of my favorite stats from last night, Kings with 30 plus assists. They're now 14-2 when they have 30 or more assists. The other favorite stat, we haven't really talked about individuals. I think we talked so much about big pictures, but even going back to last night's game against OKC, shorthanded, no SGA, that team was tough. De'Aaron was great again, 7th straight 30-point game. But the rookie Keegan Murray, man, the growth he has shown, 20 points for him. He did a great job on the glass, especially on the offensive rebounds. 4 offensive rebounds, a few steals.
3
steals. He had that one baseline attack, tough and one. He's getting more around the rim.
Yeah.
He's putting the ball on the floor. The growth from Keegan Murray is beyond exciting.
That's what it is. It's the growth, right? You see he is told something, he is challenged on something, and he wants to get better at it. For example, putting the ball on the floor and looking for his. We've seen so much more of that. His confidence is shining through when he puts the ball on the floor because he's more than capable. He's just got to believe and know. And I think sometimes he doesn't want to be that selfish player, and he thinks that that's being selfish when really his shot making ability is just as good as anyone else on this team and in the NBA. So you got to be willing and wanting to take those shots and make sure you're going to the rack.
I just like to play. Like, I just want to go out there and win games. So,
I love basketball, and I want to go play more basketball.
It was funny. There was some Kings fan that was getting mad at Mike Brown for doing an impersonation.
What?
Yeah.
No.
And Keegan's dad responded to him. The only reason I know is because I was tagged in it. And Keegan's dad was he said Mike Brown's voice needed to be deeper. If you can't take a little poke, then you are too serious. You should hear my kids make fun of me at home. In life, when people bring you up or talk about you, it means that you are making an impression on them.
Aww.
Love Coach Brown. Keegan for Rookie of the Year.
Dude, his dad of the year nominee for Keegan's dad. I
Wow,
mean,
big shot at Mr. Reagan.
oh, well, no, I love my dad. My dad's always number one. But next to him, number one, Keegan's dad.
My dad never a candidate.
No, he's on the bad list. On the bad list.
I will say, as someone that likes to tell people about their impressions and get them better,
Yeah.
I think Coach Brown's was a little more Urkel than.
Yeah, it was. It was like,
But I don't
Keegan,
think
I put the ball on the floor, huh?
that was actually a good Mike Brown doing Keegan.
Thank you.
But yeah, he didn't know how to do it, but I think he was also having fun with it, which, by the way, when Chris Watkins was on, we were talking about this. I asked Keegan, I was like, hey, did you see Mike Brown's impersonation of you? He's like, no, I heard about it though, whatever. So as we came off of it, and I was like, Kenny, do your impersonation of Keegan. He would not do it. He deflected. I was like, what? And then I wanted to do one, but then I got scared. I know.
You should have done
I
one.
should have.
Jim in the chat says, I love good stats, but the 20 turnovers, I don't like that.
Hey.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they were, I mean, talking specifically about that game last night, I felt like OKC wouldn't go away, but the Kings were settling in that first half a bit. They were a little sloppy with the ball. They started 6 of 9 from 3, which is great.
Yep.
But then at the half, I think they only hit a couple more threes. It seemed like they were just launching threes. They were turning the ball over. They got it together late in the game. But yeah, you got to take care of the ball. What's crazy, that game against the Clippers the other night, they played 2 overtimes. They only had 15 turnovers.
Wow.
So that was pretty wild. They ended up forcing that. The Clippers one was crazy, where the Clippers had 25 turnovers that turned into 42 Kings points. But yeah, the Kings, when they play as fast as they have been, they can be mistake prone. They have to be better.
But I also want to give some love to OKC. I thought they did a fantastic job battling through. It looked like, for the most part, the Kings had control of this game last night. And I just thought the Thunder, though, without SGA, were like, no, we're going to keep battling. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep making your life hard, especially in that third when they started knocking down those threes. Isaiah Joe finally started, Waters as well. They were just knocking down a lot of those threes, going on a run, making it a little scary for a second until the Kings started making those adjustments defensively.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest game for Sacramento last night, but they still put up 4 points in that game?
Yeah.
They still shot 53%. They hit 18 threes.
You know what's interesting? You say it wasn't the prettiest, and I kept wanting to push back on that. And I think you know what it was, is that it was still it was like they played fun. They played with joy. They played
Sure.
well in some ways, but I understand what you're saying.
Giving up a 40-point quarter to an OKC team playing without
That was
SGA
ugly.
has to be better, right?
Yes.
Like those are the turnovers. You got to clean that up. But yeah, OKC's got a ton of young talent, and you could see that on full display. But you get the win. You're 35-25. It's unreal. It's unreal. Let's check in with Neil. What's up, Neil?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? I needed to call in and say that my favorite moment of the weekend was by far G-Man getting the chain last night from the team. Such a classy move, classy coaching staff. Man, and I just want to give G-Man a shout out and some love. I've literally been listening. You guys know, but for the audience, I'm blind. And when I listen to sports, my preference is radio play-by-play. And I literally learned the game of basketball from G-Man. Wow. I've been listening. I was a senior in high school when they came here. I started listening, became a fan instantly, and part of that love was just pure loving the way G-Man called the games and the way, I mean, he wasn't just teaching me, he was teaching Sacramento, man. Like, back then, the games, there were only like 8-10 games a year on TV. Anybody who wanted to be a Kings fan had to listen to G-Man, man. When James Donaldson from Burbank High School scored the very first basket ever in the original Arco, I was listening to G-Man. When Greg Lukeville was up in the rafters holding the banner to stop the rain from leaking in, I was listening to G-Man. I've never stopped, just like everybody tunes into all the TV games. I tune in to the Kings broadcast and listen to G-Man every time. I complained when they put him on TV and had Tim Roy calling the games. I called Jerry Reynolds and complained to him. When Grant was doing the games, I called 1140 and begged them to put G-Man back on just because I believe he's a great radio play-by-play voice. So I thank him for all the years of great play-by-play that he's given me. And I thank you guys all for giving him such just the amount of love he absolutely deserves.
He deserves it, man. Appreciate you giving him some love. Neil, thanks for checking in. Yeah, that was really cool. And you don't think about those things. Neil's blind.
I know. And that's what's wild about it. Just hearing how G-Man paints the picture. And that's exactly it. Because when it's radio, and Katie was even saying this on the broadcast last night when we were talking about G-Man, she was like, we're just calling a game here while G-Man's painting the image for people that are listening, for obviously someone like Neil. It's really cool.
All right, let's talk more about the Kings. We can look around the NBA too. I want to ask if anyone out there is concerned about Kevin Huerter's struggles. We'll do that. Coming up next, it's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. Oh, is it tinkle time for Morgan? Oh. LaCroix time. Hey, wow, we are over 200 thumbs up. That is great to see. Can we get to 250 today? We'll find out. Turner says, G-Man's been calling games since I was 3 years old. I'm about to turn 41. That's impressive. What's impressive, too, is I feel like G-Man has looked the same since 1985.
Pretty much.
He went
pretty much.
Did he go gray at like 30?
Like Steve Martin status?
Yeah.
I think Steve Martin was gray by like 20 something in his 20s.
Is Steve Martin like not nice? Is that true? Or is that who
no,
am I thinking of? Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
That's so everyone says
Steve Martin's nice?
Yeah.
I've heard he's nice.
I've heard great things about Steve Martin. This is why you be nice to people.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna challenge you on this. You've heard great things. What have you heard about Steve Martin?
Just that he's like a great person. Why is that weird?
Heard great things.
Why is that weird?
I don't know. I expected you to be like, yeah, there's this one story, like on the set of Cheaper by the Dozen. He really like
all those things, all those stories. I don't know him personally.
Oh man, The Jerk. Name other Steve Martin movies. I can't. Cheaper by
Father
the Dozen.
of the Bride.
Father of the Bride.
Bowfinger.
What is it?
Bowfinger
with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
Father Bride Part 2.
By the way, all the movies I just named, I haven't seen. So
Three Amigos.
You're not a movie person.
No.
Dude.
I just know.
Oh, one in Jason of my favorite movies, Parenthood.
Really?
Yeah.
For real though?
It was
a show.
It was a movie first, but it was one day. Him and I were in the building just working on stuff, and then I think I said a quote from that movie, and then he said a quote. It's one of those things we're going back and forth, and no one ever talks about the movie Parenthood.
No.
Steve Martin. What other famous Martins? Martin Lawrence.
Dean Martin.
I was obsessed with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith as a kid.
I mean, how could you not be?
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And watching, my mom used to she loved Bad Boys and Martin's show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I remember watching Living Color and Martin as a kid.
Yeah. What channel was that on as a kid? Do you remember?
Fox.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Were you not allowed to watch Fox as a kid?
Oh no, we watched The Simpsons, and everyone thought we were such bad kids for watching The Simpsons growing up. Like people weren't allowed to come over. Because what would Bart say? I mean, he would say butt, and no one. I don't think they said ass.
Yeah, they never really said anything.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it now, it's just like, oh, it's pretty tame.
It's very tame. Very tame compared to what I say. Oh my
All
god.
right, by the way, coming up at 1, we're going to be chatting with Eddie Kingston. And I know some of you guys I don't know who Eddie Kingston is. And I'm going to say he's a wrestler. And you're going to be like, why are you guys having to wrestle around? Oh God, he doesn't be breaking. Dude, one, I'm telling you, this is not going to be like he has such an incredible story.
Yes.
He's an AEW wrestler. They're in town coming up next week for Dynamite. And it's their first time in Sacramento, which is cool. But talk about a guy who has had to grind forever. He's going to quit wrestling. He was on the indie scene, couldn't get any touches. January 2020 or July 2020, he gets the call from AEW like, hey, can you come do this thing? He's like, oh, how much? Because was he getting paid? He wasn't thinking about getting a contract. He thought it was just going to be a one-off. Not only did they bring him in, they handed him the mic and he cut an amazing promo, ends up getting a gig with All Elite Wrestling. Now he's doing that in New Japan. He loves wrestling so much. He did not want to give up.
It's so I love people who grind to live out their dream. No matter what that dream is, where it is. It's seeing him on the mic for the first time too, for a casual wrestling fan like myself. There was something so special and different and authentic about it that just connected with me. That was like, oh, why can't more people do this? But that's what makes it.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports Headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started with the Kings' 176-175 win in double overtime against the Clippers on Friday. They followed up that performance with a 124-115 win over the Thunder last night in Oklahoma City. Kings are still in Oklahoma City. They'll be back in action against the Thunder tomorrow. You can listen to the games starting with game night at 3:30 and tip-off scheduled for 5 right here on Sactown Sports. Damian Lillard had a game that might have you questioning resting players. Trailblazers rested the All-Star on Thursday against the Kings, but he opened up his post-All-Star season with 71 points in the Blazers' 131-114 win against the Rockets yesterday. It is 12:30. Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men. Now more of Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Oh, yes. Deuce Mason, Morgan Reagan. We are live. Appreciate everyone listening to us and watching us. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Kings with the day off today. But they're staying put in OKC. They rematch with the Thunder coming up Tuesday.
The challenges that come when playing a team back to back, and especially if they add another guy in SGA.
I do want to ask you about Kevin Huerter.
Yes.
He's someone who's been on the struggle bus a little bit. Morgan Reagan. It hasn't been good for him. And yesterday was probably the first time I got a little concerned, just from the standpoint that looks like maybe he's lost some of his confidence. He played just under 20 minutes last night. Last couple of games, like 22 minutes, 26 minutes. He's not knocking down his shot. I thought yesterday, a little sloppy with the ball. He had 4 turnovers in that stretch. Is he overthinking things right now because of the shooting slump?
Well, that's what it looked like with at least one of the early on turnovers, when he dribbled deep into the paint and was just not decisive. He was like, do I want to go this way? Do I want to go that way? And just someone knocked it away, lost the ball. I'm not sure if it's like a confidence thing or if it's like one thing is leading to another. Like, does he just need to be more aggressive on the defensive end to have his offense come to him? Well, there's in games where he is being aggressive on the defensive end. Sure, he's still getting blown by. He's not the greatest when it comes to his lateral movement, but he still does a lot of smart things defensively. And when you put him in a team defense that's good, better, then you're going to obviously cover up some of those flaws. But I think otherwise it's going to help a lot more when his shot is falling, because maybe that's just something that is in the back of his mind during these games right now.
Yeah, in the month of February, he's averaging just under 12 points a game, 46% shooting, which isn't bad, but 28% from three. He's 19 of 66 from three in the month of February. And I'm less concerned about that. I mean, Malik Monk in January shot the same percentage, which is crazy. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Kevin Huerter right now is 28.8% from three. In the month of January, Malik Monk shot 28.8%
when
from
he had
three.
a slump.
He was in a major slump. This is going to happen. I think the biggest thing for him is making sure his confidence is still up. I know some people have suggested, well, man, the shooting numbers have dipped every month from three-point land for Kevin Huerter. Let's tap the brakes on that a little bit, right? He opened the first 6 games of the season shooting 53% from three. He was never going to shoot 53% from three. He followed that up in November, shooting 41%. That's a pretty elite mark. Since then, it's 37.5, 37.2, and then now this month, 28.8. I think one thing you can mention just with the shot would be, how much do you think it is like fatigue factor? I've heard some theories out there like, okay, like this offense is super fast paced. He's coming off dribble handoffs, moving a lot without the ball. He's not getting the same looks he got in Atlanta, where he's more of a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, I think that theory definitely could make sense, right? Like, just because you're in shape doesn't mean that you are in have the right conditioning for a high-powered, fast-paced offense like the Sacramento Kings offense for a long period of time, for an entire season. And that's something that he not only is working on by getting these NBA minutes and playing in this, but that he can work on in the offseason and go, okay, so that's one thing that factors in. The other thing that factors in, you're in the second half of the season after All-Star break, whatever you want to call it. Teams know what you're about. And when you're shooting 50% from three to start the season, guess what? Teams are going to look at you and go, okay, what can we do to slow him down? How do we need to come over this screen? How do we need to come off the dribble handoff so he doesn't get a good, clean look at the basket? And I think his shot has been disrupted because teams have figured him out a little bit. But what do guys that are great in this league do? Like Steph Curry, for example, he finds a quicker, different way to shoot that basketball. And I think Kevin Huerter is just going to have to work on those things in the offseason.
I mean, the good news is the Kings have so many weapons. And it seems like, okay, if one guy's off a little bit, there's someone else on the roster who's capable of stepping up. Malik Monk has been awesome this month. 45 points off the bench in that game against the Clippers the other night. And it's been refreshing to see him kind of bounce back in the month of February, because we mentioned his month of January being poor. Malik Monk averaged just under 10 points a game in the month of January, 39% shooting, 28% from three. This month, Morgan, 18 points a game, 54% shooting. He is shooting a blistering 48% from three.
Dude, there's sometimes a shot that he is like, every shot looks good to him, right? Like he's going to shoot almost every shot. He has that type of confidence, that type of swagger. But when it's falling like this, it's please keep taking that shot. Keep looking for yours, because the way that he is playing assertive, the way that he is playing decisive, whether it's his shot, whether it's in the two-man game with Domas Sabonis.
Dude, that's become a real weapon for the Kings, the pick and roll with him and Sabonis.
Especially since it's gone downhill with Kevin Huerter a little bit, right? You know, so you're lacking that with Huerter, and now you've added that with Malik Monk, and with the play of Davion Mitchell not being as much as it was in and out throughout the season. Malik Monk has just stepped up tremendously in so many different ways that the Kings have needed someone off the bench.
Let's get to some comments from the YouTube chat. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Appreciate everyone watching us there. Richard says, we got to talk about the crunch time defense we have been seeing the last couple of games. And
please.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Kings defense obviously long-term has to get better. And I think some of that's going to have to be personnel-wise. Like they just have to have some upgrades if they want to get better defensively. But it has been really encouraging to see the late game defense. I mean, even in the Portland game, I know they were shorthanded big time, but the Kings had some nice defensive moments in that game. I know it's hard to look at a 176, 175 game and be like, how about the defense? Dude, when they were down 14 in that game, it was their defense forcing turnovers that got them back in. It was getting stops at the end of game. That final shot of overtime that Paul George had, Fox was defending him. Mitchell comes over. It was outstanding defense to force a tough look.
But then even last night, if you want to talk about some of the defensive moments, we've given not enough love to Trey Lyles, which we can do more of, but that's a guy, wasn't only his offense and the way that he was shooting on that end of the floor. The things that I said to Deuce last night that I'm like, hey, you're not seeing this on a stat sheet. The way that he rotates over, the way that he's communicating with his teammates on that end of the floor, he steps up, takes charges. It's just incredible what guys like him have added to this team defense to make it that much better. He's not known as like this fantastic elite individual defender, but when you are put in a situation like Mike Brown is putting these guys in a situation to make them the best defenders that they can be.
I think the other thing too is with this team, I have very rarely questioned effort.
Mm-hmm. When have you questioned effort?
I mean, there's you could point to specific plays in a game, but God, how many times over the years past you're just like, is this team even trying? Even if you're not good, you can try out there. And, I see this comment in the chat about the Kings enforcer 2K9 says, I only wish we play defense like that more often. Just try harder than you have been to this point of the season. I don't think it's a trying thing. I think sometimes they just have breakdowns. There's mental mistakes. They have an offensive-minded team, a group of really, for the most part, offensive players that are trying to learn to become better defensive players and to play better team defense. They don't really have a lockdown guy. Davion can be a great on-ball defender, but he's only playing 14 minutes a night. Keegan's showing more and more flashes. Help defense, one-on-one defense, being able to defend multiple positions. I mean, you're seeing him last game. He's defending Westbrook at the end of the games. He's defending Paul George. He's showing more and more. Then De'Aaron Fox at the point of attack. I thought even last night there was a play where Giddey's running a little pick and roll. Sabonis comes over. Keegan rips the ball away from him. The Kings end up turning over, but you're seeing more signs of that. Of course, you got to string it together more often, but this team is so explosive offensively that if they can just get the timely stops, it could be huge. We can keep talking about it coming up next. It's Deuce and Mo. We're always live. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
One other thing I want to mention here too is the Rashawn Holmes and Davion Mitchell on the bench.
Yeah.
What up,
Appreciate all you guys, by the way. Growing this thing.
Dude. Thank you, guys. I mean, well, it's cool. The amount of people that join us at night for night chat. And then
after that Clippers game,
oh my God,
I was like, there's 1,300 people here right now. You insane people.
That was so it's so fun that everyone wanted to like celebrate that moment together. And that's what's made it so fun about just, being on right after a game and going, oh my God, let's vibe. I mean, think about when we were doing that after all the losses, though. It didn't feel good, but that's what makes these victories that much sweeter. And that's why anybody that's ever like, why are they so happy? Like they won a championship. Because we've seen the crappiest of crappy.
There were a lot of fans of other team upset with Kings fans.
Yeah.
How happy they were this weekend, which is crazy.
Dude, it was wild. Tinkle time? Bye. Can I be? Only fools hold it in. 'Cause I can't help having an accident. Why did my own pee songs make me smile? That's so gross.
It will be pretty fantastic if at some point you just make an album.
Oh.
And then you just listen to it on your drive.
Every day and coming into work. Yeah, I'll come up with not tomorrow. Oh my God, March is so crazy. If I don't make it, see ya.
Bye.
Bye. It's one of those months.
I am so excited for Eddie Kingston.
Oh my God, that I'm so excited. Yeah, I haven't heard anything else. The last time I heard something was like 48 minutes ago. They said, "Yep, all good." Dude, please feel free to like just do this whenever you want a question. Yeah. Because like I obviously have, questions just of someone who's like living their dream, grinding. I mean, and he's one of my favorite, but for real wrestling fans, I get it.
Even for the fake ones, I get it.
I mean, I'm not a fake one. I'm just a cash, I call it how it is. I don't try to be something I'm not.
His promo with CM Punk is still one of my favorite things.
His first one with Cody.
Yeah, that's fantastic. His one with freaking his promo with everybody.
Yeah. No, pretty much everybody.
Oh, and you guys were in New York like the pop when he came out.
When?
In New York.
And Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah. Grand Slam. Yeah.
Who did he wrestle that one?
I don't even remember.
That's why I'm like, I know.
The show was like 8 hours long. Who was that? Was that again? No, that wasn't Eddie Kingston, AEW Grand Slam. We were there and don't even remember.
Yeah.
Was it against Sammy?
Well, I remember the
I think it was.
Yeah.
The Acclaim won, but I don't even wait.
That was like the match for me because I hate Sammy Guevara.
Oh, yes. Yes. I remember texting you during the match.
You want the troll comment of the day?
Yes.
Zombie Head Soldier says, trade Sabonis, in parentheses, turnovers, and Huerter bricks for Halliburton assists and Buddy threes.
No. He's right.
No, you trade, if the Kings right now trade Huerter and Sabonis for Heald and Halliburton. I mean, could you imagine this team fighting for like the Rockets and Spurs for like who's going to have better lottery odds?
Wouldn't it look like last year instead of this year? Okay, I was just making sure.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Deuce Mason, Morgan, Reagan, Sactown Sports. We're a month in to our daily show here on Sactown Sports. Appreciate you guys. Be on this journey with us. Thanks for hanging out with us too, wherever you're listening or watching. Of course, Sactown Sports app's free. You can download that. You can listen old school, 1140 AM, 96.1-2 if you got an EV. Or how about the YouTube page? I do like
my
the YouTube.
choice.
I like it because I like the chat. The chat's the fun part. YouTube.com/SactownSports1140.
I like it because I get to sing songs about pee every commercial break.
Okay, without context, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well,
because I go to the bathroom sometimes.
So it's the bathroom break, right? For anyone that's listening to just audio, it's the bathroom break. And then Deuce leaves and Chris and I put on a show, a concert.
Muhammad in the chat, and this is why I love the chat. Brian Windhorst. Do we have a laugh track?
Yes.
Do we have a laugh track? Okay. Muhammad says Windhorst saying the Lakers want the Kings in the playoffs because we're inexperienced. This
I see Chris trying.
I know. I should have. Yeah. Brian Windhorst from ESPN says the Lakers want the Kings in the playoffs because we're inexperienced. Okay. All right. We're going to play a game, Brian Windhorst. We're going to play a game called Let's Take a Look at the Standings.
I mean,
wait. The Lakers aren't in the play-in yet. Why is it that the Lakers win a couple of games in a row and it's like, they're back, let's go? Whoa. They've won 3 in a row. They oh my God, they beat the Warriors without Steph and Wiggins? How? Oh my God, they came back from 27 down against the Dallas Mavericks? Oh, let's check. What's their record? The Lakers are 29-32. I don't want to hear. I know. Contain the laughter. I don't want to hear from anybody. I don't want to hear from Lakers fans. I don't want to hear from NBA personalities and fans talking about the Lakers when they are 29-32. Are you kidding me? They are still a game out of the play-in. I don't want to hear it. Call me when you're 500. Can they even win a play-in game? I like the moves that the Lakers are making. But I swear to God, I mean, we talk about this team when they win a couple of games in a row as if they've won 15 straight, as if they're the Denver Nuggets, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Sacramento Kings. You're not in the conversation. You need to figure out if you can even get into the play-in.
Here's my Deuce. It's
just ridiculous.
Well, here. I understand not wanting to count out AD and LeBron when healthy. And the moves that they made, yes, good job. They were the tweaks that this squad needed, and they've won a few. I get all of it. But I do find it interesting that is the narrative or the conversation that Brian Windhorst is even going with. Like, the reason why we in Sacramento and the people that cover the Kings in Sacramento, the team in Sacramento, talk about, hey, oh man, if the Kings took on the Mavs in the first round of playoffs, is because as of right now, they are in the playoffs with 22 games left in the season. For the Lakers, they are not even in the play-in tournament right now. And that's why it is a little comical, and we kept playing a laugh track when this was going down.
Call us when you get to 500.
Can I bring up something that I have been wanting to get to ever since you started talking about it? No, it's okay. You were mentioning people down the bench that aren't even getting as much playing time. Last night, Davion Mitchell, 14 minutes, 2 points. He's less and less in the rotation. But it doesn't matter what game it is. You see Davion Mitchell, you see Rashawn Holmes. They are the epitome of professionals. They are not only clapping their teammates on, you can see that they still have joy being a part of this crew. Of course they want to play. Of course they want to be on the floor. They're competitors. Especially we know what Davion's mentality is. And then Rashawn Holmes with the chip on his shoulder going into this season. And they're not seeing those minutes. But guess what they are doing? They're staying ready and they're staying up and at it for and with their team.
I love it. Yeah,
It's
they're not
so
pouting.
great.
And that's the other thing with this group. It's easy to say, like, well, of course you're winning, so chemistry is going to be great. Dude, that's not like that all the time in the NBA. You've got different personalities. You've got egos. You've got situations where guys probably think they should be playing more, not happy with their roles. So for them to stay engaged, like you said, is great. It's great to see, like, the guys that are going crazy on Friday night on the bench. Davion, Rashawn. Everyone's engaged. Alex Len. Even post-game, defensive player of the game, Shane. It's a team. It's a true team. And it's a big credit to what Mike Brown has built with the culture.
That's what
Dude,
it is.
Mike Brown.
That's what I mean, and the amount of times that we give him the love and the credit that he deserves. When you look at Coach of the Year nominees, putting Mike Brown at the top, I think makes the most sense. And I know I'm saying that I'm here in Sacramento, but I think you can go around the league and ask people.
Joe Mazzulla is like the other candidate.
And for very good reasons. He also has a squad that was coming off of an NBA Finals experience, right? Like these are guys that are MVP candidates, and not to take away anything from him. I'm just giving the love, the edge to Mike Brown for forming something in one season. In one season, you are seeing this amount of success on and off the court for the Sacramento Kings.
They found the right guy for the job,
They
man.
found the right guy.
Legit coaching staff. Let's squeeze in our buddy Nick real fast.
Ooh.
What's up, Nick?
Deuce and Mo, what's up? I don't want to hear another word from Oklahoma City Thunder fans. That beam is going to be lit right in front of their damn faces tomorrow.
Ooh!
Okay, Nick. The beam is going to be lit in their damn faces, Oklahoma City Thunder fans. So take that, OKC fans. The beam's going to be lit in front of your damn faces when we beat you tomorrow.
Wow.
Nick?
And the beam is going to stay lit when they come back home.
Oh.
Why not have the beam stay lit?
Hey, Nick, light the beam every single day.
Light the beam every single day because OKC, we're coming after you. We're coming after everybody.
Wow.
Nick, I love it.
He's channeling his inner Malik Monk.
Nick just cut a promo
He
on
did
us.
just cut a promo.
Oh my God. We're going to talk some more Kings coming up next hour. We're going to stay live on YouTube. And coming up next, we're going to hopefully catch up with AEW's Eddie Kingston, who cuts promos left and right. His story is unbelievable. We'll talk to him coming up next. Deuce and Mo. Oh God, the Kings are good. This is fun. It's Sactown Sports. Nick was fired up, dude. I cannot believe that. He didn't even drop his classic Why Not? Oh my God. That was one of the best Nick calls ever.
Yeah, he sounded angry.
Oh, I love it. He sounded fired up.
Going after Oklahoma City fans.
Oh my God. Amazing. Oh my God. Yeah, a little different energy. You're right, dude. Never seen this side of Nick before. Coach Nick wants all the smoke. Is Morgan Tinkle time? Is that true? Is that what she's doing? What's her best Tinkle Time song? And how many of them do you have saved?
Looking out on the Tinkle Time I used to have to pee. 'Cause you make me pee. 'Cause you make me pee.
So
'Cause
stupid.
you make me pee like a natural. Hey, Deuce.
That's when I walked in. Okay. Oh,
There's a few of
man.
those.
Oh man, PBTV, man, you have added nothing but negativity today in the chat. It's really disappointing. Nick was ready to turn on the effing Jets. Yeah. You take a Duke? What?
A Duke?
Yeah, you were gone for more. That was more than that whole.
I'm so sorry. One, no, I did not. But two, like, how could anyone possibly make that happen in that amount of time?
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Thank you. Well, I mean,
Maybe I don't know.
yeah.
Hey, appreciate all you guys being here. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. We're going to talk a lot of Kings coming up the rest of the show. We are expected to be joined by AEW's Eddie Kingston coming up. Can I just be real honest with you guys? I don't get nervous about talking to people. I do get a little nervous with Eddie Kingston.
Why? Don't be.
Can you send me the link, by the way, so I could see his face, the StreamYard link?
Oh, sure.
Why?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know.
It's a good idea.
He's good to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Both of you wrestling nerds, calm down. Stay cool.
Okay.
Don't embarrass
why do I get
me.
nervous for these.
Just don't embarrass me.
We talked to Sabonis. I'm like, yeah, what's up, big fella? Hey. But with him, I'm a little nervous for this. I don't even want to open up StreamYard because I want to see his.
Is that what will happen?
I don't know. I'm not going to. Just wait.
You're such a, both of you guys, like, just please act cool. Or just, I mean, actually, no, be yourselves. Be the wrestling nerds that you are. You guys.
This will probably be the quickest update ever.
Good.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, Kings won, and now we have Eddie Kingston. Are you guys serious?
I honestly, I am. Well, because there's just, I think around basketball, like I've been around a lot of NBA players.
Yeah.
I've been around some wrestlers before.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's still just, it's a different category for me. And I just get nervous too because.
Well, also I think about like what wrestling has done for you and Chris, like growing up and being around you guys. I mean, I've seen and been around wrestling fans.
Yeah.
But you guys, to me.
Wait, can you hear us right now?
Oh.
We're in the break, so we're gonna come out. Great.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
Oh,
I will. Come
okay.
on, man.
It's okay.
Come on. Be cool.
No, he's one of our favorites. Chris's favorite. Chris loves it.
I thought Chris was gonna cry when. I
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is more of a wrestling expert, like all the way around.
Correct.
I was like, I'm a WWE, AEW guy. Chris is like watches everything.
And I'm a cash.
Yeah, but you're not.
I'm like more than a cash.
Eddie probably does interviews with radio stations where they're like, yeah, so tell us, is this sport? What do
Is
you
it
think?
real?
Yeah,
Do you? Is it fake or is it real?
Just stupid stuff like that. All right.
All right, 5 seconds. Let's go.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started with the Kings' 176-175 double overtime win against the Clippers on Friday. They followed up that performance with a 124-115 win over the Thunder last night in OKC. Kings are still in OKC. They'll be back in action tomorrow when they take on that same Thunder team. You can listen to the game starting with game night at 3:30 and tip-off scheduled for 5 right here on Sactown Sports. It is 1 o'clock. Time for more Deuce and Mo with our guest, Eddie Kingston.
Oh my God.
Yes.
When me and Morgan were at AEW Grand Slam in New York,
Yeah.
we popped. I'm super excited right now. It's Deuce Mason. It's Morgan Reagan, Christopher Ladd. We are big wrestling fans. And AEW going to be in San Francisco for Revolution. And the fallout after Revolution right here in Sacramento. Oh, I cannot wait for it. Let's welcome to the show someone who we're big fans of.
Yep.
For the very first time from AEW. Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Eddie, how you doing?
What's up? How's everyone doing? Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know how to work this stuff.
Oh, you're good. We hear you great, man.
Yeah, you're perfect.
I heard everything you guys said during the
Yeah.
break, by the way.
Great.
It was
Great.
good. It was good stuff. Good, hard-hitting stuff.
No, dude, I really just respect you so much. I'm not going to pretend like I knew who Eddie Kingston was like 3 years ago.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I was on the indies grinding. I don't
Yeah.
blame you.
No, and that's what is so amazing. And I know you probably get asked about your Players Tribune piece so much, but I'm telling you, like, even for non-wrestling fans, reading that piece was so impactful. Like, I just love your story. I love you. Your journey makes me want to run through a damn wall. And I know you're like, I don't like compliments and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
you know me very well. And also you can see my face. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Because I don't like it because I'm just being me. You know what I mean? And I'm telling my side of the story and how things affected me. You know what I mean? I don't know how it affected anybody else. And to be honest with you, there's only a handful of people I care enough about to know how it affected them. Everyone else, move on. I'm trying not to curse, just keep it moving.
Dude, we do the same thing.
But I'm just being me. But yeah, thank you though. I appreciate all the love. It's hard for me to take love in. You know what I mean?
No,
so it feels good, but it's still weird.
Yeah,
Totally.
no, I hear you on that. And you wrestled for a long time before things start popping off for you. And you talk about how you stay true to yourself. Was that challenging to stay true to yourself when you're trying to like grind and get to that next level?
Well, to be honest with you, I had to really learn how to grow up first. When I was staying true to myself early in my career, I was just being a dumb kid. You know what I mean? Not taking crap from anybody when sometimes, there was no reason to die on that hill. You know what I mean? Or there was no reason for me to defend so and so when it had nothing to do with me. And telling the promoter to F off and this and that. But once you start maturing and you start seeing what life really is, you have to stay true to yourself in the sense of like I never went to a promoter, I never went to a booker, and never, as they say, politic. I don't call it politic, and I call it just looking out for yourself. You know what I mean? Because I believe that whatever company I was with, independent company I was with, if I do good for them and they do good, I have a job the next month.
I see. We work obviously in sports broadcasting business, right? Like media, it's cutthroat.
Yeah.
And everyone, there's so many people with different paths. And for so long in this business, it was the people that went to the high level broadcasting school and has an agent to help them get to the next level. Like it was that path or you're not going to make it. And your story, your path, it's different. The grind, it's special what you had to go through to get to this spot. But I want to know, what was it like in the indie scene for you? And then transitioning obviously to AEW?
Well, in the beginning, the indie scene was rough, of course, because you're paying your dues and you're traveling hours and maybe getting $10. Or if there's $10? 5 people in the car and they give you like $60 for all 5 of you. You know what I mean? And then you get jammed back in that car and you go to the next town or the next show. And for a very long time, I was wrestling Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but in a car with a bunch of guys just stuck in the car together. And then there were the other days, later on in my career, it was being flown, but it was like flying at 5 a.m., landing, not being able to check into your hotel until whatever time, getting maybe an hour of sleep. Then you get all hopped up on energy drinks to wrestle. Go back to sleep in the hotel for an hour, wake up, catch another flight to wherever you got to go. You know what I mean? That of course changed, but it was always, you always traveled. It didn't matter. And then it also changed when you're young, you always show respect. But when you're young, you're just trying to learn and you're soaking everything in. And as time went on, I was able to, help certain guys and give them the knowledge that I learned from other guys, and while still learning myself, because I learned from Jerry Lynn, actually. And I'll drop a name because I love Jerry. So people who don't know who Jerry Lynn is, there's a Google thing now. You know what I mean? You can, there's YouTube and other Daily Motion and other streaming things as well. I don't want to take money from nobody, But you know what I mean? All that stuff. And Jerry said to me, very plain and simple, I don't know anything, Eddie. I learn something new every day in wrestling. And when he told me that, I said, this guy's been everywhere. And you trying to tell me you don't know anything? I have no right to say I ever know everything in wrestling. So, you're still learning. But like I said, the indies was always a grind. I kind of liked the grind. I kind of liked being kind of the outlaw because I just accepted it. But yeah, man, it was different when I was younger because you're trying to learn everything. And then as I got older, you're just passing that knowledge along. And then also, and then AEW, man, TV's different. TV's a totally different animal, man. To the point where, I had to cut down my friends. You know what I mean? My supposed friends in wrestling. Because, I'm just gonna, I'm honest, but like I'm not talking crap about anybody, but it changes people. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. You know what I mean? And I don't blame people. I don't get mad at people. That's you, dog. You're going through that. That's your own mental thing you got to go through. You know what I mean? But that's the biggest difference is that more people change because TV is a different beast and everybody's trying to get on. And there's not that many hours, especially for AEW, to get on. You know what I mean? But I'm not hating on nobody. You do it your way. I'm going to do it my way. And if my way works, awesome. My way doesn't work, I can retire and leave wrestling knowing I did everything my way. Good or bad.
So what makes you in love with this business?
It's all started when I was a hyper kid in the Bronx, University Avenue, and my poor, beautiful Puerto Rican mother couldn't control me. And she found out, she just bought a random wrestling tape. I believe it was WrestleMania 3. And she just put it on, and I sat quiet for 3-4 hours. And she lost her mind.
I mean,
So
you
she would
sounding
go-
quiet sounds that doesn't
Yeah.
sound possible.
Yeah, it kind of is now. But again, you put on wrestling, I'll watch
Yeah.
wrestling, or you put on the Giant Yankee game or the Knick game, I'll be quiet for a couple hours. But yeah, she just started renting videos from Video Visions in the Bronx, and just any wrestling she can get. So I would watch everything, and I just fell in love with it because I just fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the violence, especially when, by mistake, she bought me Memphis's bloodiest brawls and all that when I was like 8. She didn't know. She just knew I was quiet, and then she came in and she saw everyone bleeding and she went, "What is this?" But she saw I was quiet. So, and then when I broke in, my favorite part about it is when you think about something in the ring and you do it, and the people react the way you thought they would. That's a high that you just. I wish everyone could feel at least once, because that's the one you're chasing all the time.
Yeah, I dream of that. I feel like if I were to do it all over again, I'd want to
Yes.
be a pro wrestler, because like that feeling of the crowd, like I can't even picture that. Chris in the other room, he's a huge wrestling fan, has a question for you, Eddie. Go ahead, Chris.
What you were talking about. Hey, what's up, Eddie? You were talking about like the connections of the fans, and it's so cool. I tell everyone, it's just like, what are you going to see on the AEW? I was like, I don't care. I want to see Eddie Kingston do what Eddie Kingston does. That's what I'm excited to do. But you talked about COVID hit. You had to sell some of your gear to pay the bills and that. And the fans, I heard a story. There was a fan that actually gave you your gear back.
Yes, in LA, when I was at Defy, when I beat up Rocky Romero, the Office guy. He's gonna love that I said that. I hope someone tags him in that. I love Rocky. You know I'm playing Office. But yeah, he gave it to me and I didn't know what to do. And he was just like, I just want to support you here. And it was in a plastic bag, and I was like, what do I thank you? And I gave him a hug, and I was like, I don't know what else to say, dog, but like, thanks.
But
You're not gonna see me cry. I'll buy you dinner. You know what I mean? Maybe, but not like expensive. Like an IHOP or something, Denny's. It was cool though. I'm playing. It was very cool, and it showed me a good side of people. And I grew up, and I still find there's not really a lot of good people out there. But when you meet them, it's a special thing. So that dude, big shout out, big love to him.
When did you start noticing that connection with the fans? Like, oh,
I
these
still
guys
don't
are.
notice it. I don't get it.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. I don't get it. Every time before I go out, little inside baseball. Every time before I go out, I'm Catholic, so I have a lot of Catholic guilt too. Which, but I before I go out, I make the sign of the cross, and I hope and pray to God that these people cheer or boo or make some type of noise, because I get nervous every time that when my music hits, it's going to be crickets. It's a thing. Everyone says I'm nuts. It's a thing. And then like by the time I walk out the curtain, I don't care anymore because I'm so in the zone. And I'm like, okay, Eddie Kingston now. It's no more. I don't want to say whatever. I'll say my real, my real name. It's not him anymore. It's Eddie Kingston now. And that was me when I was 17. So it's time to go to the ring, and I'm gonna fight. So I really don't. By that point, I'm in character, I guess you could say, in air quotations, and in character. That I just don't hear the people at that point. But I hope that they react. You know what I mean? And there's very few people in wrestling I trust, so I'll go to them and be like, "Hey, did they like react the same or less or more?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, what are you, nuts?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, a little bit." Look what I do for a living,
It's wild to me. I was going to ask you about this too, because I feel like when the journey's so long to get to a certain spot and you've thought about giving up at times, you almost feel overlooked, a chip on your shoulder. And I always think that people like that always have a chip on their shoulder, even when they have made it. So my question is, do you feel like you've made it?
No, because I'm not done. When I retire and look back on it, then I can either tell you, A, I made it, or B, but at least I had fun. That's what I don't know. I'll say, at least I did what I wanted to do for a living. You know what I mean? I look at my father and I look at my uncles and I look at the other male figures in my life, my family, and they worked hard all their lives. You know what I mean? But they didn't get to do what they wanted to do. And I'm blessed enough to be able to do that. So no, I'm not satisfied. You know what I mean? It's not about me being known or legacy or something. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people say that and they want to be this and that champion. Of course, yeah, I want to be champion, but my legacy is with my peers. Because at the end of the day, my peers know who I really am. And they know if I did business correctly. They know if I did it bad. You know what I mean? They know if I was a hothead all the time and didn't change. You know what I mean? They know it. They know what goes on back there. So that's my thing. I want the respect of all my peers, especially my heroes like Jun Akiyama. Look him up, Google him. That's my man's.
Google.
You know what I mean? And I just want my respect from my peers at the end of the day. Then I'll be satisfied, I say.
That, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's, like when you're doing something you love, it's great to have that respect from the people that love the same craft as you. And, I want to go back to just July 20th, 2020. AEW obviously sees your work, asks you to come in. What?
I have chills in this moment, Eddie.
I know, because I want to ask you what you remember about that moment, but I'll never forget for me.
Let's talk about us for a second.
Yeah, okay,
Hold
Eddie.
on.
I know we have.
I see you. Okay, so I'm watching Dynamite. I'll never forget it, right? And there's a challenge happening with Cody. You come out, and do you come out on the mic, and it's like, oh my, this is what works in this era. Being real, being authentic, and you come out with the mic. I had never seen you before. Yeah. It was like, I have no idea who this guy is. And that moment, I'm like, I love this guy. I'm at home going, this guy relates to a lot of people.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Any crap.
It was like, it felt relatable in the sense of it felt real. Like it was coming from your heart. But then, and that's what's so special about wrestling is when someone even fakes an injury and you're like, are they hurt? Are they not hurt? For you, like it was, whoa, is he serious? Is he not serious in this moment? I can't tell. But what do you remember about that moment, that day?
Well, first getting the phone call. So like you said, during the pandemic, I was selling my gear to pay for the mortgage. And I just finally had an independent show, ICW, and they were like, hey, if you want to grab the mic at the end of your match, go ahead. I said, oh, all right. And I just went into it, throwing out challenges. And one of the challenges I threw out were the Cody Rhodes. I didn't think it was going to get any traction or anything. It was just me talking my trash and moving on, Then I get the phone call and everybody tells me, like, were you excited? Did you think it was a tryout? I know, honestly, first thing I said to QT was, okay, cool, man. How much? I just wanted to know about that. I didn't know this was going to lead to anything. I just wanted to be able to pay another, month. But when I get there, seeing all the guys that I knew from the independents there, like, I just felt comfortable right away. Because I known all these guys. I grew up with a lot of them, and I seen a lot of them grow up. And, but the moment going out there, you know what I mean? I blank a lot. Like I blank out. Like I have to go back and watch it to really see what I said and what I did. But I just kept thinking about the movie Taxi Driver. That's why I wore that shirt out there, like 2 weeks before the match. And I just watched it and like kind of went, what would Travis Bickle kind of say in this moment? And I just took a little bit of reality. I won't tell you what it is and what wasn't real. But I take a little bit of reality and I make it mine. And then that's why I came out and said what I said to Cody. And, God bless Cody, man. He went in there and he danced with me. It was a rough dance, but he danced, Yeah. I remember seeing him come back with a busted lip, and I just went, "Oh, okay. Where do I get the check?" You know what I mean? That's all I was worried about at that time.
And in that moment, it turns into getting a deal with AEW. Also, I want to ask you, were you nervous when they hey, you're going to have the mic, by the way, live on TNT at the time?
No, I wasn't nervous, man. I was so worried about paying the bills. Wow. You know what I mean? I didn't want to move back home. I didn't want to move back in with my mother. I didn't want to feel like a loser because that's what I would have felt like. And I would have felt like 18 years of this was a waste. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have got out of people know the mental health I talk about. I would have went into a hole. Like I know myself. You know what I mean? I would have tried to stop it by, working through it with what therapy has taught me over the years, but still I would have went into that hole for a while. So I just wanted to be able to not move back into my parents' place for another month. That's all I was thinking about.
You bring up going back into that hole, and it's mental health now is being talked about more than ever, and people like yourself that are being open about what you've gone through. Were you surprised at kind of all the comments you received after being open about what you've been through? Because I feel like, I know you didn't do it for this, but like you helped a lot of people out, like, oh my God, like he went through this, like I'm going through this. This is okay. There's ways that I can work on myself and be open about what I'm going through.
It wasn't surprising that so many people are going through what they're going through because I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen it my whole life, and then I've seen it in myself. It's overwhelming when people give me compliments and stuff. And I just tell them, hey, just to let you know, no one's ever cured from this. This is an everyday thing. Like, I got to take my Zoloft pill in the morning. You know what I mean? I get mad every day about something, and I got to calm myself and go through the motions. You know what I mean? It's an everyday struggle. This never ends. You know what I mean? If you want to love yourself, this never ends. And that's all I tell them. I thank them. They can see I get a little shy and awkward about it, but I always want them to know, like, hey, no. There's no such thing as a cure to this. You know what I mean? Just like there's no such thing as normal. You make your own normal. You know what I'm saying? And I told them straight up, like, it's never ending. But it's really satisfying though when you're able to work through things and see the other side a little bit sooner than you would. Instead of me being in that hole of I call it the hole of like hatred for self.
Yeah.
When you get out of that hole, back in the day, it would take me years to get out of that hole, and then I would get right back in. You know what I mean? But now, I'm being able to work at it now. Maybe instead of years, it's months. Maybe instead of months, it's weeks. Maybe it's a day. Maybe it all depends. And I also tell people too, you got to keep your circle small, and you got to really be able to trust that circle. And I have a very good circle of people around me. So it takes a lot to go through stuff.
It takes village. It takes work.
Yeah, and I just tell people all the time, ain't nobody. No, I ain't better than nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working through it. So to me, since I'm just a normal dude anyway, I'm just me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear, no, I can't, or no, I don't have this. No, I'm like, no, you're just saying no because you don't want to. Because that's what I used to do. I used to want to sit in it. As my father would say, you're sitting in your SHIT.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit in it. And that's fine. But once you realize that, you got to get up and go. That's just how I feel. Not everyone has to feel like that.
No, I hear it. No, I love it. Chris, what go ahead.
Eddie, you were talking about your match with Akiyama. Is there anyone out there that's like, oh man, if I got my wish, this is who I want to get in the ring next?
Oh man, there's too many. There's way too many for me to list. But let me think. Tanahashi is one. Again, Google him. Okada as well. Google him. You know what I mean? Yuji Nagata is another one. There's a lot of Japanese guys. You know what I mean? Go Shinzaki, I would love to get in the ring with. And You know what I mean? Just in general, I would like to go to Japan. You know, when I went in 2011 for Osaka Pro, and I would love to go back. You know what I mean? I like that style of wrestling. You know what I mean? People got mad when I said I just don't like the WWF wrestling. My man, it's like people get mad about that. I laugh because it's kind of like, who am I working for?
Right.
Of course, I'm going to tell them they're the best. It's the same thing as me being a Yankee fan. The Yankees could be in last place and the Red Sox in first place, and I'll still say the Red Sox suck.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's all relaxed. It's all calmed down. But in fact, to me, Japanese wrestling is the best professional wrestling in the world. It's what caught my eye. That and Memphis wrestling and ECW as well. That's the stuff that caught my eye as I got older and wanted to do. So, yeah, there's a lot of Japanese guys. That's it. I'll write a list someday and be like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
AEW is coming to San Francisco for Revolution, then here in Sacramento that Wednesday for Dynamite and Rampage. Eddie, have you ever been to Sacramento?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
You know what? And I know you're a Knicks fan. You know they play in Sacramento the next night.
I may not be at Sacramento though. It all depends. It all depends how certain things go in the locker room. With the office.
Okay.
Especially with this match that's coming up Wednesday. Not real happy about it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to have a talk. Me and then I'm not gonna say who's the office. Everyone knows about Tony, but there's others. We all gotta get together and talk.
Well, I hope you are in Sacramento, dude. The crowd would love to see you. I mean,
I want to go everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to go everywhere, but I also, I got to be a businessman and put my foot down at some point. In a calm manner. That's what I'm still trying to learn. In a calm, professional manner.
You know what? Stick up for yourself. You're damn right. That's what you got to do. Otherwise, people are
Yeah,
going to
but then the New Yorker comes out of me and they just hear my volume and not my words. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn, like I said, I'm ever growing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn how to, calmly speak.
I like it.
Without no curse words and sweating as I'm yelling and my hands moving everywhere. You know what I mean? Just trying to maybe stay in the chair a little bit and talk,
For sure. Well, I'm at least glad that we got to see you in person at Grand Slam. We were there for that event, which was so cool. And I imagine that must have been epic for you at home to feel.
Yeah, anytime I'm in New York, that's home. You know what I mean? You can't replace home. Doesn't matter where you move to or what you do, you can never replace home. So.
Well, Eddie, I can't thank you enough for the time, man. I could probably talk to you all day. Of course, it's a break, but seriously, you're the absolute best. We appreciate you taking the time to just talk about your journey, and man, we wish you the best of luck. It's amazing what you've accomplished, man. I can't wait to see what's in store for you, man.
You know what, man? Like I said, I don't know what to say to all that, but thank you, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the same way, so I get that. I don't like the comment. I hear you, man. But
thanks, Eddie.
Yeah, you're the best. We love you, man. All right, Eddie.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
That's the one and only Eddie Kingston, man. Dude, he's just a real one. He is.
I love it. I love how hard it is for him to take those compliments, knowing that and then hearing it and seeing that obviously through an interview. That was really cool.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston, for those who don't know him, he works for AEW, does some stuff with New Japan too, and he's just a guy that like huge detailing. I mean, it took him like 20 years to get to this, and the way it happened was he got an opportunity because of a promo he cut on an independent scene that was posted on the internet. Then he ends up on AEW television. He crushes it with the guy named Cody Rhodes on the mic in the ring, gets an opportunity, and here he is. And you could tell he still hasn't felt like he's made it. Anyway, inspiring. All I could say is I just love the fact that even if you're not a wrestling fan, you can connect to it because it's like, chase those dreams, dude. Like, go after it. Don't give up. If you love something, go get it.
Do it.
We can talk more about King stuff coming up next because it was an amazing weekend for the Sacramento Kings. They've won 3 in a row, 35-25, and they'll beat Eddie Kingston's Knicks coming up on national TV. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. YouTube chat, what is up? Appreciate you guys. I know we got to do tickets. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was really cool. Really cool.
Man, that was really cool, Chris.
So cool.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that.
What was he referencing at the end there?
I don't know.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't watch.
Who's he in the match with on Wednesday?
I don't know.
Oh. Is it Sammy?
Oh God, I hope not.
No, I hope he's in Sacramento, to be honest. But yeah, it's and that's what's so cool is like, I know like there's a lot of people like wrestling. How do you like wrestling, dude? I have always had a connection with wrestling as a child, right? Like I was a kid watching it on VHS, watching old pay-per-views. I remember my grandma used to. There used to be a guy at her work who had a thing back in the day called a black box, and he would record every pay-per-view on VHS and then sell them for like $5. So my grandma would buy these VHS tapes for me of every single pay-per-view for years and years. In fact, I had so many that for some reason when I was like 9-10 years old at my apartment complex, I opened up a video rental thing where I'd sit outside on my porch and I'd try to get people to rent movies, and most of them were wrestling. I'd have like a couple of non-wrestling ones, but yeah, I'd rent out. I was like, nah, I'm Blockbuster. This is local.
Young
stay local
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
No, I think the thing that I love the most about it is just that it's like theater. It's a live performance, and there's improv, there's lines to be remembered. Think about anybody performing anything live. It's not easy to do. And then you think about these people on a mic and then going onto a top rope and doing a backflip off of. It's just incredible when you see that. And I think about
stuff Eddie Kingston definitely would never do.
No, Eddie Kingston does not
that
jump
Japanese
off.
strong style. Look up an Eddie Kingston match. Oh my God, those slaps to the chest. Could you take a slap from Eddie Kingston chest, Chris?
I could, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, no thanks. You know what I like too when he was talking about that promo, and he was like, I'm not going to tell you what was reality and what wasn't, and that's what, so you can't tell what is real and what is, it's kind of like stand-up comedy too, sometimes when they have something that they are performing in a joke, but really it might just be exaggerated for the purpose of a laugh and a joke. It's just, the live performances that go on with this art form, it's cool. And then you just have someone literally living their dream, like grinding to live their dream, and a moment happens and then they crush another moment that leads to a contract, that leads to them in this business, and still not taking anything from anyone, just staying true to themselves. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Always stay true to yourself.
That was really cool.
And then that story of him, a fan buying his
stuff
gear
back,
and then just gave it to him. He's like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
This is yours. That's so cool.
Oh my God. That's
cool. The Beatball Blues show says, I'm not at all a wrestling fan, but still thoroughly enjoyed that interview. Good stuff. Good.
Thanks.
That's what I like to hear. Because it wasn't really about wrestling. Right?
No.
A little bit. You can draw inspiration from a lot of things in life, like the Kings.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can. Like Gary Gerould.
The G-Man, dude.
We went a little long there.
I know.
So
All good.
I know. I gotta go tinkle anyway.
How much time does he have?
Not enough. I'm good.
Who let the pee out? Who let the pee out? Who?
Hey, Deuce.
it was funny when you guys were talking about Eddie and you couldn't see it, but he's like, I wonder, can he hear us right now? And he's just like nodding like, yep, I 100% can.
I love that we were talking about that too. Like, you're a wrestling nerd. I'm a cash. He got the picture, you know. And it's, yeah. My NBC boss that set me up with the AEW people, you know, he comes in and he goes, hey, are you a wrestling fan? And I'm like, I'm a cash. And he goes, oh, you know Will Hobbs? I'm like, oh, of course I do. And then he's like, okay, I think that you're a wrestling fan then. And I'm like, no, I'm still, like, you don't understand. Wrestling fans are different.
You've gone to a Hood Slam show. You're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, and I loved it. But but Chris, like you throw so many different wrestlers, like, and obviously all the New Japan wrestlers he was naming off, like, I don't know any of them. Google it. Use a thing called Google.
I would pay money to see him wrestle Tanahashi or Okada.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What's the guy that was fighting Moxley a lot?
Yuji Nagata.
Okay. What, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I just don't know. I thought I knew his name, but I just didn't. Oh, the AEW people were listening too. They said it was great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
See?
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. It was a monster weekend for the Sacramento Kings, and it started with the Kings' 176-175 win in overtime against the Clippers. That was on Friday. They followed that up with the Sunday performance when they beat Oklahoma City Thunder 124-115. Kings will be back in action tomorrow against that same Thunder team. You can listen to the game starting with game night at 3:30 and tip-off schedule for 5 right here on Sactown Sports. Now more of Deuce and Mo.
Town Sports.
On the near side, finds Sabonis. Back to the basket. Here's a double team poke away attempt by Isaiah Joe, weak side. He protects, gives to Lyles, out to Fox for 3. Oh, that could be a dagger. De'Aaron Fox saluting those fans courtside across the way with a salute after nailing the triple that makes it 124-112. Minute 30 yet to go.
That was the dagger. Shout out to the G-Man, Gary Gerould, calling game number 3,000. An incredible or incredible? An incredible feats. Seriously, shout out G-Man. He got the defensive player of the game chain from the team, and the Kings have to be feeling great. Coming out of the All-Star break, there was so much talk. They didn't do anything at the trade deadline. Oh, they're playing kind of going into the All-Star break. What's going on? Well, they come out of the gates, and they're taking care of business. They beat the Blazers at home. They handle on the second night of a back-to-back, the ultimate punch. The Clippers throwing haymakers. They saw Kawhi Leonard drop 21 points on them in the third quarter. They got down 14 points in the fourth quarter in LA with 3.5, 4 minutes to go. And what'd they do?
What'd they do?
Respond.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Malik Monk forcing overtime. How about that 3-ball, by the way?
That whole, that now feels almost like a year ago, just that play alone. In the way that you think about it, they talked about it after the game. Jay Triano wrote that one out. He's good at those, last minute 3 plays coming out of a sideline, out of bounds play or half court offense, whatever. And you had De'Aaron Fox going baseline. You thought he was going to get a quick, easy 2. And you're like, what are you doing? You need a 3. You need a 3. And then he continues to go. Defense commits to him, passes it out to Malik Monk, who relocates. Just so much smart basketball happening in that last play.
Here's how it sounded.
Fox takes the dribble to the left, hesitates, in attack mode, drives inside, kicks to the corner. Here's Monk. He launches for 3. He's got the triple. This game's tied. 1 second to go. Inbound pass to Kawhi Leonard. A 60-foot 3 hits the front rim, and we're going to overtime.
Incredible. And by the way, when Monk hit that 3, I like jumping up and down. I wasn't even paying attention that Kawhi launched that.
Yeah.
He almost made that
I
shot,
know.
which would have been the ultimate heartbreaking way to lose a game.
Well,
Could you imagine?
especially because you're seeing in some of these games right now, Deuce, those guys making those half-court shots at the end of games. Joel Embiid had one the other night. That was obviously.
Last night, Paul George had one at the end of overtime in the Nuggets win. He launched. It was not good.
But still went in. And so, yeah, it's just scary when you're seeing those shots.
I'm sorry, that was in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter? Okay. Those shots are getting easier and easier for some of these guys. So I don't care who it is taking the shot back there. I don't want to see it.
And then they go to overtime, down 6, end up coming back. Double overtime, down 6. They win that game, 176 points. It's still hard to even fathom a game that you see 176, 175, and the Kings coming out in the front end of that. Like, it was the biggest test of the year they faced, and they passed it.
They passed the test.
Then you're kind of worried about the next game, Sunday. Even without SGA, you're going, all right, is there like some emotional hangover when you play that long of a game, that emotional of a game? You're on the ultimate high. Do you come crashing down? You know, like people go to those EDM shows and they take a whole bunch of Molly, and then the shows are over.
Yeah.
And then you they fall into a dark depression.
Deuce, but that is correct.
That's how the game could have gone
That is what
yesterday.
Drugs do to people, and that's
what
why
I'm saying,
you don't do drugs.
I know.
And
I've never done that, but when
thank God.
You think? Can you imagine me at an EDM show?
Dun, dun, dun,
I actually could.
With like fur. What did they wear? Like the fur and the lights?
I do have a fur jacket.
You do? That lights up.
No, but like there can be an emotional hangover after a game like that.
Absolutely.
And then they win that game. Like,
well, that's okay. That was my favorite thing about the OKC game, Deuce, was the way that they came out. They came fast paced, looking strong, looking good, locked in. I wasn't expecting that since the amount of minutes you were watching some of these guys play on Friday night. How many times have we seen games a day later, 2 days later? They look more fatigued after more rest at times. In this one, they came out strong against the Thunder. I loved the way that they came locked in. I feel like their mentality has shifted to another level since the All-Star break.
Fox played 45 minutes in that game against the Clippers. Monk played 40 in that game. Keegan Murray played just under 43 minutes in that game. Just wild. Absolutely insane. We got to talk more about it coming up next, but I do want to say this in celebration of the Kings winning, in celebration of Eddie Kingston being on the show. If you're caller number 10 right now at 916-339-1140, you will win a pair of tickets to see AEW. Yes, you can feel the fallout of Revolution March 8th at Golden One Center with All Elite Wrestling. Comes to Sacramento for the first time. It'll be on national TV. You got Dynamite and Rampage at Golden One Center. Oh, I can't wait. Get your seats today. goldenonecenter.com/events. You can get more information on contests and articles by Frankie on the Kings' big win at SactownSports.com. The caller number 11, get your AEW tickets. Or I'm sorry, I didn't say 11. What did I say, 10? It's a 10. 10.
We don't want to get sued.
10. Get it? Okay. That's really old school. All right. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's talk more about that Kings win, including who is the real dog. We got a poll question. Who was the dog of the weekend? We'll get to it next on Sactown Sports. You'll have to update the poll question too. Someone was asking why isn't Malik Monk on there, and it's fair. It's fair.
Oh yeah, we wanted Malik Monk on there. We had Chris Watkins join us in the first hour of the show, and he had mentioned Caitlin Clark, and we had to put her on there, even though we knew a lot of people who aren't real hoopers didn't know what she did.
The coach said, "Clark,
we need you." Is that funny, Chris? That's a funny.
It's pretty funny.
Thank you.
Simone just said that she started following Eddie Kingston because of that interview.
No way.
Yes.
Dude, that's awesome. Why didn't you wear an Eddie Kingston shirt?
Okay.
He doesn't have one.
I don't have one because they're kind of not
They're not your favorite.
good.
Yeah. No, that's okay. No, that's okay. I can understand that. There's been wrestlers.
Trust me, every time there's like new, I always check him just like, oh, let's see. I can't pull this off.
You're like,
so I didn't want to get into it because it was like an AEW interview too. Like he doesn't seem completely thrilled with things right now.
But that's I don't
it's fair.
think he's ever completely thrilled with things. Like that's his mentality. Like
no,
look
I don't think he's happy with like he's just not being to me. He could win a championship. He could be the world title.
Yeah, I see.
You want to talk about like a place exploding if Eddie Kingston won like
It would be in New York. They would do it in New York.
Josue in the chat says one of his favorite moments of the weekend, by the way, Mike Brown on the sidelines yelling, "Let's effing go." Dude,
Yes, in that Clippers game, the intensity from the sideline, there were multiple times it looked like that they were on the ropes, and the emotional lift they got from players on the floor, the encouragement from the bench, dude, it was real. Man, that was so fun.
Heck yeah, there's going to be a game that I get to be an analyst. Just on the pregame show, but
March 11th? What game's that?
Saturday game. I don't know what game, but it's a Saturday.
Against the Suns. That's
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. KD should be back for that game. A reminder, we're going to be off tomorrow, by the way. You have J Mars and Chris Watkins filling in. We'll be back on Wednesday.
So you're talking about KD should be back for that Suns Kings game?
I think.
I'm hoping he doesn't.
Why?
Why?
Because Jay has tickets for the game, and he's like, "Oh, if KD doesn't play, you and Simone can go to the game."
So that game is actually the one in Phoenix. So
that's the one in Phoenix. So hopefully, in the one in Sacramento,
which one?
He doesn't play.
Wait, I thought mine was the one in. Oh no! Yep. Okay, it's the away one.
The Lakers want to play the Kings in the first round, an inexperienced team. Please.
I mean, I think they're pretty experienced at beating the Lakers at this point.
But the fact that the Lakers would be that, like, oh, in the first round, as if they are just automatic, they're going to be in. Okay. Noted. Bring it on.
Thank you again for that connection.
What, who are you talking to?
It was Dave that gave me the AEW connection too.
That's cool.
And he's giving me hell yeah, Dave. Hell yeah.
Tony, I appreciate you saying that. It's not actually a day off. We actually have a Stockton Kings game at 11 a.m.
What's that? A day off? I did
Got to finish some prep tonight for that.
I had a day. I love saying I had a day off on Saturday when that's like the normal for people is a day off on a Saturday.
Do you think Stockton will honor me for doing like 100 Stockton Kings games?
How many have we done?
I don't know. But honor me like G-Man though. I want it like over the
Sports.
Oh, what a time to be in Sacramento, Morgan. What a time to be doing a show. I grew up in Sacramento as a kid, listening to this station, being obsessed with everything Kings, being on message boards, and now being a part of it where I'm like, wait, I get to be on every single day.
Yeah.
And talk about what is happening, and it's a good time to do it. Like, this team is 10 games above 500. We're talking about like who is the dog of the weekend. We put a poll question up about candidates. Is it Fox? Is it Caitlin Clark? Is it Dame Lillard? Or is it G-Man? Is G-Man winning in the poll question?
Let's see. We got right now, we have G-Man at 62%, De'Aaron Fox at 31%, Dame at 4%, Caitlin Clark at 4%.
Okay.
And so, even I saw some people go, Caitlin Clark, question mark? She's a college hooper.
As Eddie Kingston would say, Google it.
Yeah, just Google it.
Someone
Iowa.
also mentioned in the chat, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140, that one of their favorite moments of the weekend was just Mike Brown in that Clippers game during a timeout saying, "Let's effing go."
Yeah.
Dude, you
can
you said this
feel
earlier, and
it.
I agree. Like, Brown has really set the tone of the importance. Like, hey guys, the playoffs start now.
You're hunted.
I still don't know about the hunted thing, but it doesn't matter. You're the number 3 seed, and you are in this. Like, you want to stay here. We got to come out and play with that type of intensity. And the quote from Brian Windhorst today, who said that the Lakers want to play the Kings in the first round, quote, an inexperienced team, and quote, that's fine. You can call them inexperienced. They do have a few players who have playoff experience, but like these games right now feel like playoff games, and they're true tests. When you go on the road and win the way they did against elite talent, against the Clippers, then in the third game in 4 nights, you win in OKC.
the game against Dallas. Like, they're getting some reps ahead of time in meaningful games.
Dude, and really quick too, something that wasn't even talked about today, which is hilarious to think about it now. And Monk and Fox mentioned it when they were asked about it in the post game, but that was Russ's first game with the Clippers. That was his debut with the Clippers.
You mentioned that post game. Can we just hear it one more
time?
One more time. Here's Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox after that game.
What's the statement that you guys have made tonight as the Sacramento Kings?
Was it thoughts about Westbrook or was it thoughts about us? Because I don't give a fuck who's over there.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, we here.
You see the league, the talent in this league. There are a lot of talented teams. Obviously, he added talent to this team. But we come in, we worry about us.
We here too, though. We coming at everybody for sure.
That's confidence.
It is.
That's a belief, and that starts with Mike Brown instilling this group with the confidence, the structure, the accountability, and these guys buying into every single portion of it. And when you say stuff like that, that's not fake. Those were genuine, like, hey, no, we belong here. It's not like, oh, we're better than everybody.
No.
It's like, hey, I see all the talking heads on the national media.
Like Brian Windhorst say
the Lakers, who are below 500, not even in the play-in right now, are saying, oh, we want to see the Kings in the first round. You got to get to the first round first.
You got to get in the plan.
If you get into the first round, Kings are going to have home court. So be careful what you wish for. And I think more and more teams are starting to realize the Kings are not going to be an easy team to compete with.
Someone said to me last night when I was at the NBC studios, they were talking about the Kings being first round of playoffs, and they're like, oh, like they'll get to the second round if they're taking on the Mavs. And I was like, I took a step back and I was like, I'm not there yet. And the reason, the main reason is experience, where you can factor that in. And I think that's fair that I'm factoring that in. But I also do have to look at team dynamics and what the Kings are as a complete basketball team compared to what the Mavs are as a complete basketball team right now. And even the Kings and Mavs both have bad defenses, but you're seeing the Kings build a chemistry and a bond on the defensive end that is allowing them to at least cover up some of their flaws defensively.
Well, and the Mavs have a lot to work through. I mean, Jason Kidd had some really interesting remarks after the game. He was just talking about after the loss, saying, I'm not the savior here. I'm not playing. I'm watching just like you guys. Weird thing for a coach to say. Because as a team, we've got to mature. We've got to grow up. If we want to win a championship, there's no young team that's ever won a championship mentally or physically, as he often does. By the way, this piece says, Luka consistently argued calls and non-calls throughout the course of the game several times while the ball was in play. Kidd says, quote, just focus on that play. Can't get distracted with the whistle and just keep playing. It just happens that way. We've seen a lot of basketball. When you have big leads, you know which way the whistle is going to go, end quote. My thing with Luka, you can acknowledge how talented of a player he is at 23 years old. And because I say this now, doesn't mean I don't think Luka's ever going to reach new heights. But Luka right now doesn't play a championship brand of basketball because of his emotions. He has DeMarcus Cousins level of emotions on the floor. And if they can take you out of a game like he got taken out yesterday against the Lakers, you're not going to win a championship.
And he's been taken out before. But this is you got to have some grace with it, right? You look at De'Aaron Fox. It took him 6 years in the league, 6 seasons to get to where he is right now. Luka comes in as already legendary player, but you can see the youth and the immaturity factor in and taking away from his game. So at 22 years old, you talk about him maturing and understanding, putting the right people around him, getting in the right shape and getting in the right shape mentally as well. He will be the legend that he was born to be in the NBA.
I just think when I look at the Mavs right now, of course you see Luka and Kyrie and go, that's really explosive. That's going to be dangerous. What else is around them that you trust? And then defensively, you saw it. Like the size is an issue for them, right?
Yep.
I look at the Kings depth and I go, I trust this Kings depth far more.
Because
I trust the
discipline
weapons
too.
Yes, they play more of a team style of game. And I think that's where the Kings often get overlooked. It's like, yeah, you got Fox and Sabonis, but it's not just Fox and Sabonis. The fact that you can have someone come off your bench and drop 45, that you've had 7 players this year score 30 or more. The offensive game is ridiculous. The biggest question you have with this group is come playoff time when maybe the game slows down a little bit and the experienced teams try to dictate things.
Yep.
How do you handle it? I go back to Friday night, and I know it's not a playoff game.
I know.
But that Kings-Clippers game, the Kings dictated the pace of that game.
Well,
they played at their style.
They did, and what worked also for the Clippers was the addition of Russell Westbrook, obviously, who helped push the Clippers pace as well and said, hey, this is the style that we're going to play when I'm in here. But then he was taken out last night against
the Nuggets.
Yep. Because of just mismatches, right? So, like, they're going to have to figure out their flow. The Kings, they will have to figure out their flow in the postseason. It will be adjusted, but I think these are adjustments that they are ready for with what they have in place with Mike Brown as their leader, their manager, their coach.
Well, coming up next, we got Cattles and Rami. They're going to be on from 2 to 6 tonight, talking everything that went down this wild weekend for the Sacramento Kings. We are off tomorrow, but don't get it twisted. It's going to be live and local. 10 to 2, you'll have Jay Mars and Chris Watkins. Don't miss that. We'll be back Wednesday. We love you guys, but we got to go.
See ya.